In a way that today doesn't really matter in terms of the result. The pressure is off. We can just enjoy.
Back.
Phenomenal out of possession, this Arsenal team, from beginning to end of the
Hughes Kamada in midfield, Deveni, Saar, Strand, Larson as the forward trio. Again, that will be much changed for their midweek clash in Leipzig against Rayo Vallecano, a team that won yesterday on the final day of the La Liga campaign. They've got 24 hours more to prepare for their European final against the Eagles. So here we go. Our referee is Farai Hallam, getting the chance to stand in just the 5th Premier League fixture of his career. Nick Hopton is on VAR duty. One suspects that it might not be too taxing for today's match day officials, but you never know. Palace were involved in a similar game last season against Liverpool, and Liverpool did have a player sent off in that, so you never know. Get set for a start then here. Final check from our match day officials, and in sunny South London we are underway. Arsenal will get this fixture started attacking the goal away to our left as we watch as the ball spills through towards Kepa, who will take a touch. And now it's with Nkapie playing centre-half today, and Calafiori, who will play the ball infield. Always difficult to know what to expect in situations like this. But there's a little bit of pace in the opening 10-15 seconds.
Well, they're coming out to press us, aren't they? Yeah, they're coming out to press us, to work hard. You've got to remember, a lot of the guys in this starting 11 for the Eagles have points to prove. They want to be selected for the cup final, don't they? The Conference League final. So there'll be several of these players looking to catch the eye of the manager. There's no doubt about that. And look, out of possession, Crystal Palace are a good team. They win a lot of tackles, they win a lot of duels. I would say their strength, actually, is winning the ball back. So, yeah, they're not going to give us a totally easy ride, but the smart money might have been on low yellow card counts here this afternoon, with neither team particularly wanting an aggressive encounter, because we've both got cup finals. Well,
you say there's Palace players with points to prove. Are there no Arsenal players with points to prove? Or do you think there's a more settled 11 potentially against PSG in Mikel Arteta's mind?
I mean, that is a good question. That is a good question. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 positions up for grabs. I mean, you've got here this afternoon Martin Zubimendi playing alongside Miles Lewis-Skelly. Well, I don't think both are going to start next Saturday. So, you know, is it going to be a case of the star man today starts next week? Probably not. But, you know, Mikel Arteta will want to keep the players on their toes, won't he?
56 appearance in all competitions for Martin Zubimendi, incidentally, today. It is the most in a debut season for Arsenal since Pat Jennings in 1977-78. Dowman is caught as the ball goes out of play on the far side for an Arsenal.
Although, just spotted in the early stages, I should have spotted this earlier, Martin Zubimendi's playing at right back. And it's Christian Norgel in midfield as we speak. So, could he really consider playing Martin Zubimendi at right back instead of Christian Mosquera in Budapest? Is that is he looking at that, or is it just a case of, you know, we don't really matter today?
That is a really interesting point. And Zubimendi is playing right back.
Yeah, but Zubimendi against Kvaratskhelia, I don't know if I like that matchup. So I'd imagine Mosquera has that locked in if Timber's not fit. But he is taking the opportunity today to have a look at Zubi as a right back. Look,
you know, during Timber's not in the squad, unfortunately, we know that Ben White's out injured as well. That right back position has been slightly problematical in inverted commas, really, because, you know, Mosquera will probably play there, and there was that debate that we had about Mosquera versus White anyway, but it is interesting because we all presumed Norgard was going to play in that position. Not the case. Crystal Palace have it. It's cleared towards Sarr, and Mosquera does get a touch, and then Zubimendi on this right-hand side will clip it forward, looks for the run of Jesus, and the ball bounces through for Henderson. Oliver Glasner, of course, on the Crystal Palace bench, and it will be the final time at Selhurst Park that the Austrian is in charge of the Eagles. He is going to be moving on. We don't know where to, but I would suspect that if he doesn't stay in the Premier League, then he would always have an opportunity to come back to England, given what he's done with Crystal Palace, which is amazing. FA Cup final win, of course, last season. Community Shield, if we're counting that as a trophy, which some do.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Jesus could be in here for Arsenal. Edge of the penalty area. Hits the post. Comes back out, and Madueke's shot straight into the arms of Henderson.
What he should score, Gabriel Jesus, is one long ball, and it bounces, it skids off the turf, and Lerma makes a real hash of it. And it falls to Jesus, who does take his time, he composes himself, but the quality of the finish isn't great. He's got no curl on the ball, he hits it straight, and because it has no curl on the ball, it goes straight onto the post. And then from the follow-up, Madueke maybe could have hit the ball a little bit harder.
Zubimendi, right-hand side for Arsenal. Now it's with Dowman, and back towards Norgard, who will take a touch. First Premier League start for Christian Norgard, having signed from Brentford. Of course, I think everyone thought he was going to be involved a little bit more, but no one's going to crab the way that Mikel Arteta has managed his team for this Premier League winning campaign, that is for sure. And Nketiah, who, although he's done well at left back, I always had him down as a centre-half before he came to the club. I know he played in a back three a lot for Leverkusen, but I think this is his preferred position. So
Look, we're in safe hands. If if anything did happen to Gabriel, I think he would be the one that slotted in there. I think Calafiori's shown so much adventure as a left back that Nketiah would be the one who comes in at centre back ahead of the Italian. The Italian probably viewed as very much more of a centre back, left back now.
Ball is out of play far side. Zubimendi will take the throw towards Jesus, who incidentally has got more goal involvements on match week 38 of Premier League campaigns than anyone else currently playing. 5 goals, 2 assists. Really should have been the 6 goals, shouldn't they? Miles Lewis-Skelly, Christian Norgard. Now it's with Martinelli, been named in the Brazil squad, of course, for the World Cup final. Still 1 or 2 squads TBC. Madueke, as we know, will be in North America for England. Max Dowman, not quite yet. Clipped in by Zubimendi towards Calafiori, cleared away by Hughes, who looked like he was caught there. That's going to be a free kick to Crystal Palace.
Yeah, high boot, wasn't it? I think from an Arsenal player. Yeah, it was interesting, wasn't it, that Ethan Nwaneri's been asked to train with England, along with Rio Ngamoa.
That's right.
Josh King at Fulham, and one other, Alex Scott. I was surprised that Max wasn't, but maybe that's to do with his exams, because he was taking his GCSEs, wasn't he, during June?
Yeah,
so
I just think that he's got so much time.
No, he has, but
I understand what you're saying.
But I think it can. I think he would have been there, but for his schoolwork.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I think if you know, if it was a World Cup in England, he might have been more involved. If there was a training camp in England ahead of a World Cup in Europe, then potentially. But as it is, not involved just yet. But he's been such a good performer for the junior sides. England under 19s not qualified for the European Championship, incidentally, even though he did score goals for the 19s in the spring. Got a player down at the moment of Crystal Palace persuasion, and the referee is not going to stop play just yet.
Strand Larsen it is.
Strand Larsen.
Strand Larsen, yeah, and he doesn't look happy. Let's see. Yeah, he's holding the back of his left foot. Does he get caught here by Miles Lewis-Gelly? He does. Yeah, it's an accidental sort of tread on the heel area of Strand Larsen. It's not. He didn't mean to do that, but that will hurt. Undoubtedly, that will hurt. And yeah, we're waiting quite a long time here for the physios to come on.
Well, he's been named in the Norway squad for the World Cup finals. He's got a little bit of competition from a certain Manchester City striker in that particular position for Norway. But he looks like he's in a little bit of pain. I don't think he's had the impact that a lot of Palace fans wanted when he came in for a big price tag from Wolves, best part of 50 million.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot, and I think it looked like Mateta was going to leave, then he got injured, and Mateta's come back, I think, quicker than most people thought. And Mateta, who's got named in the France squad, you know, he's probably well, he is a better player, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I like Mateta, but I think he thought he was gone, and that didn't materialise, and I think that has helped Palace in terms of their Conference League campaign for sure. Yeah, look, it's a strange game, isn't it? Because both teams here just want to get through it without any injuries. But I wouldn't say it's a complete training exercise so far. I think there's a good tempo to it, actually.
It's a really good tempo to the game. Madueke, right-hand side here, looking to run at Rio Cardenas inside the penalty area, tries to pop it back. It's cleared away. Hughes gets the touch back towards Nkapie. As the Ecuadorian comes forward, taps it for Martinelli. Calafiori has it now, and now it's with Christian Norgel, who will sweep it for Dauman. Dauman slips and then flicks it back for Zubimendi, and now Madueke over on that right-hand side. I think there's a lot of Arsenal players who will feel that they can contribute against Paris Saint-Germain in Budapest on Saturday, whether that from the start or off the bench.
Yeah,
there's a lot that will want to be involved. Obviously, this is Madueke, one of them, and then Norgel with a shot, and it's curling away from Henderson's goal. Yeah,
always curling away. Nice confident play though, stepped onto it with real authority here, Christian Norgel, as Madueke cuts inside. Good first touch. And look, I think it's a nice idea, but I think to score from there, he probably needed to generate a little bit more power. If we're going to give a few later scores to that, I don't know if we're going to do that. Yeah, look, we got one. Wolves might not finish bottom. They might not finish bottom, they're leading Burnley.
Yes, I've heard various names for that particular clash today. None of them are particularly kind to both teams. And we are a family show, so I'm not going to suggest what has been said to me. Anyway, here is Muniz coming forward for Crystal Palace. And now it's with Devaney and Hughes. Crystal Palace come forward again. Devaney scored the winning penalty in the Community Shield right at the start of the season. Northern Ireland International. Northern Ireland got some interesting friendlies coming up. They play Guinea and then France. The latter in France. Final warm-up game for Didier Deschamps' side. Of course, Mateta part of that squad. Looks a very strong squad. Saliba, of course, in there as well. As is Lacroix, who only made his debut in March. Not involved today. Here is Madueke to come forward, slips it through for Jesus. Flag has stayed down for now. This is Gabby Jesus. Can he finish? Great save, Henderson. Cleared away by Klein, and Henderson is there again. And Crystal Palace get away with it once more, and Gabby Jesus could have had two.
Well, he should absolutely have two here. It's brilliant from Madueke. It's a one-on-one. He's got all the time in the world, and I think that the goalkeeper here knows all day long, Henderson, that he wants to go for the dink. And he just stands tall, he waits and waits and waits, doesn't commit himself, and he waits for the dink and sticks that arm out. I mean, Gabby Jesus should score that 99 times out of 100. Yeah, that is disappointing from his point of view. I think there he needs to read it and think the keeper's staying on his feet. He knows I'm looking for the dink. I'm just going to drill this hard low bottom corner. And I'll tell you, there's absolutely no chance he saves that. So yeah, Gabby Jesus has let Palace off the hook there.
Yeah, Dean Henderson with the save, 11 clean sheets for Henderson this season. Palace as a side have got 12, which ranks third in the Premier League this season, incidentally.
Yeah.
They've had a good defensive campaign, even though they, well, I mean, look, they were never going to go down, but they were flirting with getting involved in a relegation scrap to a certain...
It hasn't been a good season for Crystal Palace. I know that they could win the Conference League, but it hasn't been a good season. They've underperformed, but they did sell Mark Gay in January, and I think
certain average as at the start.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they were always up against it this year.
Free kick for Crystal Palace after Norgo fouled Sarr. Outswinger towards the far post, flicked away. Klein on this near side won't get to it. Munoz darts one way, fakes the other, takes the touch, plays it back here for Cardenas. Now it's with Hughes once again. And Nathaniel Klein for Munoz. Munoz slips it forward towards Hughes, edge of the Arsenal penalty area, tries to just roll it back for Daniel Munoz, just unable to find him. Play to the edge of the penalty area though. Devaney does well. This is Hughes to curl inside the penalty area, cleared away by Nkapie. Hughes will jockey and the ball goes out for a Palace throw.
Yeah, decent enough response from Crystal Palace to that big chance. I mean, two big chances. The run from Jesus was quality, wasn't it? It was really intelligent. I think probably the brightest player in the game so far, Noni Madueke, made it quite beautifully, cutting inside, and a lovely weight of pass. I mean, 99 times out of 100 is maybe too much, but certainly 9 out of 10, you would expect Gabriel Jesus to score there.
Long throw from Cardenas inside the 6-yard box, cleared away by Arsenal. And then Martinelli tries to motor forward. This is Max Dower. Back towards Martinelli, who's got the pace against Cardenas. Here is still Martinelli. Can he finish? Cardenas gets back once and twice. 2 shots blocked. Does well, does the debutant, and it just filters through to Henderson.
He did do well. That was good pace because he's tracking Gabriel Martinelli, and we know how quick he is. But Cardenas stuck to his task and forced Martinelli a little bit wider onto his right foot, but that's twice in almost as many minutes that we've exposed the high line of Palace and played in a runner. Probably the nature of the game means there's a bit more space than usual, but I think once Martinelli took his first touch, I did expect him to get his shot away, so I think he'll be kicking himself as well.
Here is Cardenas again. That's the curling side of the area, and a diving header from Munoz is brilliantly saved by Kepa. That is a save of the highest quality.
Oh, that's absolute class from Kepa. Great ball in from the left-hand side, an in-swinger. Calafiori's on his heels. Munoz attacks it. It's a brilliant diving header, and that is wonderful reflexes from Kepa. And remember, the last time we saw Kepa in action was at Wembley. Hard day for him, horrible day. So it's good to see him sort of appear today and make a really positive impression early on.
I know that it would have been great for Wright to play every single game he did last season, but it's important for Kepa to get game time. You never know what's going to happen in the Champions League final, as Arsenal fans will remember from the last time they were in one.
Absolutely.
In comes a corner from Kamada towards the back post. Lerma knocks it back inside the penalty area, but we've got players on the deck, and it's going to be an Arsenal free kick.
Yeah, Palace fans baying for a penalty there. And it was just the usual jostling from everybody. Miles Lewis-Skelly and Strand Larsen both hugging each other, but he sort of bundles Lewis-Skelly over, doesn't he?
There's nothing in that in the context of the season.
No, definitely not. No, but yeah, no on review moment there. I mean, was on a podcast this week talking about moments of the season, and one that obviously cropped up was just that VAR call. You know, the on review. Yeah. You know that line.
West
I think.
Ham number 19.
Yeah, exactly. It's quite an immortal line now, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen the T-shirts being printed up.
The T-shirts.
Oh yeah. Don't worry about that. This is Miles Lewis Skelly.
Yeah, I need to get myself some merch, I think, to commemorate this title.
Every time I see you, you seem like you're getting more and more, Adrian. Not that much. You must have a huge wardrobe at home with Arsenal.
Not as much as Nicole and Jess.
They get theirs free. We don't pay for ours.
Exactly.
Anyway, here is Zubimendi. Now, it's with Miles Lewis Skelly. He's not going to be involved for England. Don't mind that to a certain extent. Obviously, he played left back, scored on his debut for England, but I don't think we're going to see him left back that often. Certainly not to start with from here on in, because he's just been brilliant, hasn't he, last few games?
Yeah, he's a centre mid now. I think that's where his future lies. And hand on heart, here today, Champions League final, starting 11.
He's in it.
He's in it. He's in it because I just think his temperament is unreal. And I like the forward passes, and I like the leg. You know, he's got good, athleticism. It would be hard to leave out Zubimendi after the season he's had. He played so much and largely done well. But I do think Lewis Skelly's finished the season stronger, and for that reason he would be in my team.
In comes the ball to the far side. Calafiori can't control. Palace will look to break. This is Munoz. He's had a good campaign once again. 4 goals, 3 assists for the Colombian. Will be in the squad, you would have thought. I think he's rubber stamped tomorrow or Tuesday for Colombia. Not completely done and dusted. Here is Klein. And now it's back towards Lerma, who likewise will be in that Colombian provisional squad, almost certain to play for Colombia at the World Cup. This is Sarr, who, of course, will be representing Senegal. Cardenas.
Just for those that are watching that can't see the pictures, it's a midfield 3 today with Norgo as the defensive midfielder, and Lewis Skelly's actually the left 8, playing sort of on that side, and Dowman is the right 8. So he's playing. Dowman today is playing more of this sort of Ødegaard role, and you'd say that Lewis Skelly's playing more of the Rice role. So interesting little tweaks, obviously, with Madueke out there on that right wing.
Yeah, I mean, we're always told that is Max Dowman's preferred position, effectively, isn't it?
I think it is, yeah.
He's been on the ball to good effect already. This is Nketiah for Arsenal. We have had 19 minutes at Selhurst Park. It's a brilliant day in London. I'm sure you must have seen the pictures. There's plenty of fans north of the river as well, we're told, amassing outside Emirates.
Are they? Oh, nice.
I think there might be another party this evening in North London. There'll be those that have come down south of the river that will enjoy themselves as well. Bank holiday Monday in the UK, so nothing to worry about for the vast majority tomorrow. And then the hardy few, the lucky few that will be heading to Budapest. I say few, there'll be thousands going, of course, for the Champions League final against Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah, the Miles Lewis Skelly Zubimendi is the big one, I think, and obviously right back is the other situation, which sort of looks after itself, but I think I'm about 95% Mosquera, but
yeah, I think we all held out hope that Timber might be fit, but the fact that he's not involved today doesn't reflect well, does it?
That's a big ask.
Yeah, so I think Mosquera is in pole position to start next Saturday at right back.
Calafiori left back?
No, I think that is up for debate.
Okay.
I think Nketiah maybe in the 1v1s against their wingers, and they've got brilliant wingers, he could be the guy. I think Calafiori might miss out. It'd be a very, very interesting and a difficult decision for Mikel Arteta to make.
This is Dowman for Arsenal. Now it's with Miles Lewis Skelly. Madueke, right-hand side against Cardenas. Plays the ball in field here for Zubimendi, for Dowman rather, just runs it into traffic. It's cleared away. Back towards Martinelli. And now it's with Christian Nogel. Mosquera has popped up over on the left-hand side, and now he's centre-forward at the moment, bizarrely. He's curled in towards Mosquera, but it's cleared away. Not sure how Mosquera popped up in that position. Calafiori, Dowman controls brilliantly, right-hand side, up against Kamada. Now it's with Madueke to curl in, back post, she shoots with a header, wide of the target.
Well, he has to score this as well. I'm sorry. It's a great ball in, Madueke. He peels off fantastically. Jesus at the far post. He has to hit the target with this header. It's, you know, that is not a good header. He's barely made it to the side netting. It's sort of rippled the side netting. For a Premier League striker in that position, it's not difficult, in my opinion, to hit the target there. So, he really probably should have had a hat-trick. And what are we, 22 minutes into this game? Dani Madueke could have had 2 or 3 assists already. But look, thankfully, none of it really matters, does it? But you know, from a professional point of view, I think that Gabi Jesus will be kicking himself a little bit.
2 goals in the Premier League this season against Leeds and 1 against Villa. A couple of goals, of course, against Inter in that really smart win away from home in the Champions League, and also scored against Wigan in the FA Cup. This is Zubimendi, who's got 5 in the Premier League this season. That's been overlooked a little bit. He's had a good goal-scoring campaign.
Some good goals as well.
Oh, yeah, some absolute bangers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting that we're debating that position, because for a long time this season, there would be no debate.
There's no debate, was there? Yeah,
you know?
but Lewis Kelly in that semi-final against Atletico proved himself, didn't he? And I know it's such a small sample size, but you know, we've all got eyes, and you know, with our eyes, I think we all liked what we saw, and we know that his temperament is strong. And Zubimendi's strong. He's played in massive games throughout his career, but you know, I think that if Mikel feels he's the best pick, we don't have to worry about how he's going to handle it mentally. Personally, I think you pick your best team out of possession against PSG. You start with the players you trust most when you don't have the ball, because they're so dangerous. And I think without the ball, he's, you know, well, with and without the ball, he's pretty good. It's not an easy call. It's not an easy one, and it wouldn't shock me if Mikel did go for Martin Zubimendi. But that's the reason I suggested that it might be Hincapié over Calafiori, just for that out of possession aspect.
There is a free kick for Arsenal, but there is going to be a water break here. I think the referee has just pointed to the players to move over to the far side to take on a little bit of fluid here, because it is a very, very hot day in London today. It was the hottest day of the year yesterday in the capital, 30.3 degrees, and it may well push the Celsius a little bit further up. Look, it's interesting we talk about the Zubimendi Miles Lewis Kelly bet. No one's missing anything at the moment, because the boys are taking on a bit of fluid. What about further forwards here? Because is it Gyökeres or is it Havertz?
Again, there are positions up for grabs.
Because for a long time you would have said Gyökeres. He scored 21 goals for Arsenal this season, Adrian.
Yeah, I'm conflicted over it. I have to be honest. I think Victor's finished the season magnificently. I think his pressing makes a difference. The work rate, the way he runs down the side of centre halves. And if we're going to play on the counter, and I suspect we might, because PSG is so good with the ball, then he will be a good outlet. But then you could equally make a case for Kai. Obviously, he's come in and he scored that big goal last week against Burnley, and we know he'll hold the ball up. And I think if you're under pressure and you're looking to clear your lines, you want a guy where the ball will stick and he can bring others into play. So, and obviously he's played in the Champions League final, scored in the Champions League final. I could find a reason to pick both. They won't both start. So my hunch is that it will be Kai Havertz that starts, and that we can maybe bring on Victor in the second half.
Yeah, there's still no play incidentally in Selhurst Park. How do you assess Victor Gyökeres' first season at Arsenal?
Good season. Good season. Look, there have been some moments where I think he's really struggled technically. He's just really different to the other players in the Arsenal squad, but he does offer something different, and that's a definite positive. And when I look at the Premier League goal scorers this season, I see his name at the top with 14, and I see the next player on 7. So how you can say he hasn't delivered? You know, anyone who says he hasn't delivered is talking rubbish. He scored twice as many Premier League goals than any other player. He's got over 20 for the season.
Yeah.
I think he's done well.
Havertz was top last season with 9 in the Premier League.
Yeah, exactly. And look, if he started this game, he'd have at least 2 goals now. I think the form that Victor's in, he puts that 1v1 away for sure, and he probably tucks that header away that we've just seen as well from Jesus. So he could, you know, he'd have probably been on 16 goals for the season had he started this one.
We've restarted just with a free kick for Arsenal inside the centre circle. Miles Lewis-Skelly takes the touch. There has been a goal at a London ground. It's at Craven Cottage as Fulham lead Newcastle by a 0-0. It's still 0-0 in the games between Spurs and Everton and West Ham against Leeds. Everton win, West Ham win, Spurs go down. We know the calculation.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, Sunderland. Yeah, you won't miss it if anything happens. We'll let you know. Sunderland are leading Chelsea 1-0. That could be damaging for Chelsea's hopes of Europe. And City, surprise, surprise, are winning at home to Aston Villa in Pep's last game.
Ball ricochets around. Devaney can't hold it up. Now they can Strand Larson, and Miles Lewis-Skelly controls and then plays the ball towards Dowman over on the right-hand side. He's up against Kamada. Infield here for Christian Norgel. Plays it for Jesus inside the penalty area. Back towards Norgel. Can he get the cross? And he can, but it's easy for Henderson, who will collect. But neat approach play then from the Arsenal players.
Oh, nice football. I like the pass initially for Lewis-Skelly. Forward on the diagonal to Dowman. And then what he did, he waited for the support and run of Norgel, who sort of drove through on the inside. And he did really well, actually. Played a nice one too with Jesus. Just couldn't get enough elevation on his chip, and the goalkeeper plucked that one out of the air. But yeah, Norgard has come forward a few times, hasn't he, in this first half from that deep base, and he's looked good doing so.
Hughes tries to get there ahead of Dowman. Dowman does well. Miles Lewis-Skelly likewise. Then Martinelli pushes it in the path of Madueke. Madueke against Cardenas inside the penalty area. Looks here for Martinelli to turn. This is Calafiori. This is Martinelli. Cleared away by Klein and picked up by Devaney as Crystal Palace will come forward on the right-hand side. Munoz outside him. Devaney still has it. Left-footed into the path of Kamada. Helps it on cleverly for Cardenas. Sarr inside the box. Strand Larson calling for it as well. Arsenal get back in defensive mode. Good touch from Devaney. Flick back towards the Northern Irishman by Sarr. And then it's Hughes. Lets it bounce. Cleared away once again. And will take a touch for Palace as they once again build from the back. Chadi Riyad, the Moroccan, who I don't think will be part of the Moroccan squad. And then the cross deep to the right-hand side for Munoz, and then it's with Hughes. We've got a problem here because Calafiori is down, jumping with Daniel Munoz. That's going to be a free kick for us.
Yeah, no harm done. I think he just needs a moment, just got a little whack on the back of the head. Calafiori just needs a second to compose himself. Yeah, he's watching the ball onto his head, and yeah, it's a slight clash of heads maybe. Yeah, no issue there with what Munoz did. But yeah, it's a real lovely sight, isn't it? Selhurst Park today, and an even better one now that Eberechi is warming up.
As they're getting around a warm of applause from the Crystal Palace fans as well as the Arsenal fans. We're piecing together your PSG team here, Adrian. And the last question, if it's Lewis-Skelly and Rice, I presume, as Palace come forward, is it Eze or Odegaard?
You know what? This lineup is far less certain than maybe we thought.
I think you're right. This is Munoz now, it's with Hughes.
I think Odegaard will get the nod, is my honest opinion, because of the out of possession stuff that I was talking about. You know, I feel he might start, but Eze, you know, what a player to bring on. It's a big look. There are big calls everywhere you look for that game, but my sense is that he would trust Odegaard's out of possession work a bit more, and for that reason he'll get him to start the game and maybe not finish it.
Sarr tries to race onto a flick on from Strand Larson, but it's Kepa that will clear. The ball goes out of play. I don't think there's anything else up for debate. So what you're suggesting here is Raya, Mosquera,
Saliba, Gabriel, King Kepandaian, Rice, Lewis, Skelly and Odegaard, Trossard, Havertz and Saka.
Yeah, I suppose I've not asked you about the Trossard, sort of Martinelli,
Trossard.
or even
Trossard will play.
conundrum. You think
Trossard will play, yeah.
Come with some big goals, hasn't he? Here is Calafiori. Now it's with Zubimendi. Calafiori once again. Central position, 40 yards away from the Crystal Palace goal. Plays it back inside the centre circle for Nkapie. There's some big calls from Mikel Arteta for that game. We'll have full live coverage for you as Arsenal take on Paris Saint-Germain in Budapest in the Champions League final. PSG, who of course won Ligue 1, weren't involved in the French Cup final on Friday night. Lens defeating Nice. Here is Deveni, tries to sweep it over towards Strand Larsen. Ball goes out of play. Well, PSG after that incredible semi-final against Bayern Munich, or at least the first leg. But they have got some special players, the likes of Barkler and Doué, of course, involved in the French national team squad. And from back to front, there is quality. Here is Daumann up against Hughes. Hughes wins it. Touch from Cardenas. Now it's with Kamada, who will come forward. He's got options with Sarr on the left-hand side, looking to use his pace here. Gets away from Zubimendi. Mosquera back goal side. Now it's with Strand Larsen inside the penalty area. Just a bit of a slip. Nkapie is there, and Arsenal have it again, but that was better from Palace.
It was, yeah.
Oh, Martinelli in a bit of trouble, but does well to control and find Kepa.
Nicely done. Yeah, nicely manoeuvred out of trouble. Do you know what? The one selection I was maybe actually a little bit surprised at that we didn't touch on earlier today is Mosquera. Because as it stands, he really is the only fit and available option at right back. And therefore we're taking a little bit of a chance. I was just watching him sprint back and I was thinking, oh. And I know it's, you know, you shouldn't be thinking these things, but I was thinking, oh, if he pulls his hammy, what happens then? So I don't know if Mosquera will last the full game here.
Yeah, he did play the full 90 against Burnley. He generally has been used as a substitute prior to that. Had that sort of mini running earlier this season. Did play 3 games back-to-back for Arsenal. But generally, he's been a replacement. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there are some real either-ors, and it's not about quality. It's just it's about how
it's tactics.
Mikel wants to play.
Yeah, it's on tactics. And look, we're not going to sit and low block PSG all game. I'm not saying that that's what we're going to do, but there'll be periods where we suffer. You know, they're a good team, and I think we'll probably have slightly less of the ball than we usually do. And for that reason, I'm thinking that he'll pick the best players out of possession, but we might go and tear into them and play on the front foot and look to do it that way, and in which case the team might look a bit different. It's a big week, really big week for Mikel to get those calls right.
Madueke, right-hand side for Arsenal coming forward. Cardenas gets a foot in, does well. And Crystal Palace have possession long for Deveni to chase. And Nkapie's across, guides it back for Kepa. We've had 35 minutes here, no goals between Crystal Palace and Arsenal. Palace who take on Rayo in Leipzig in a Conference League final, having beat Shakhtar in the semi. Fiorentina, tougher game in the quarter-final. Well, it should have been, but they won 3-0 here, of course. But they've done well. He's not been easy. I mean, I know the Conference League has fewer group games, 6 rather than 8, but you know, it can take its toll. I think it did for Crystal Palace in the autumn. They were struggling a little bit to finish games. They took the lead, and a number of them didn't get over the line. They were a side that you knew that were always a little vulnerable late on in fixtures. Yeah. And as you say, even though they are through to a final, it's not been a great season. You know, the excuse of just playing in Europe can't be the be-all and end-all, can it, really?
No, but look, if they qualify for the next season's Europa League, they'll be absolutely buzzing, won't they? A few more goals. Dorgu scored for Man United, and Bruno Fernandes made that assist. So he is now the record breaker.
Madueke coming forward, looking to shoot. It's blocked by Chadi Riyad. Yeah, it's a very contemporary metric, and not one that really means too much.
No, but he'll be thrilled to have overtaken.
Well,
Obviously, he'll have overtaken Henry and Kevin De Bruyne, who sort of jointly held that record for a long, long time. So that's 21 assists for him this season. Bournemouth are behind as well at Forest. So Bournemouth and Brighton behind. I guess it's not going to help their prospects of for European football, or which competition they're going to play in.
Which competition? Yeah, I mean, what it'll mean at the minute, and this could change, of course, depending on what happens with Crystal Palace in that final with Rio, is that Bournemouth at the minute still 6th, Sunderland up to 7th, and a Europa League spot.
Amazing, yeah,
and
for
Brighton
Sunderland.
8th. And a Conference League spot.
What a spot, and obviously no European football for Chelsea. So, yeah, but yeah, things will change.
If Liverpool can go ahead against Brentford, that's the key one.
Yeah.
Because then suddenly Bournemouth would still be in the Champions League places, despite the fact that they're trailing at the minute. At the bottom, it's as you were. No goals at either the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium or the London Stadium. 8 minutes to go until half-time here. Palace have possession. A shove by Mosquera on Strand Larsen. That's going to be a free kick.
Yeah, I don't think you'd have any arguments there. We can see that from where we're sat. Clear push. And yeah, look, it's sort of being played out in a strange atmosphere. Obviously, the Arsenal fans are just singing the whole time. Absolutely loving it. It's one big party over in that far corner for the Gunner supporters, but the game itself has sort of meandered a little bit after those 3 huge chances for Gabriel Jesus inside the first 22 minutes. Really, we should be 2 or 3 up based on those.
Free kick, Crystal Palace. Hughes is standing over this one. Go 35-40 yards out. Is going to curl this one inside the penalty area. Far post is towards Lerma, who jumps, but Kepa does well under a bit of pressure. Well held by the Spaniards.
Great catch. Yeah, it made it look easy. That yellow goalkeeper's kit today. Yeah, interesting that David Raya has sort of been given the afternoon off. Not even on the bench today, is he?
No.
So, yeah, really put his feet up. He's won the Golden Glove, so...
Yeah, 19 clean sheets. Brilliant for David Raya. And was looking to be the first Arsenal player to be ever present in back-to-back Premier League seasons. First keeper to do that, but not going to be the case. Not that they'll be that bothered about it.
No. Yeah, both sets of fans, I think, singing the "We're on our way" song. Different destinations, of course. They're off to Leipzig, aren't they?
Leipzig is the final. Yeah, it'll be an interesting one. Yeah. It's a nice new stadium, or newish. Here is Martinelli. Looks to flick it inside the area for Madueke, who takes it down. Looks for Dowman. Ricochets around, Klein to clear. Arsenal have it again. Yeah, interesting side, Rio. They won yesterday. They've done brilliantly to make it through. A very old-fashioned club in many ways.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think their ground's a bit dilapidated. They don't have a lot of money, but they've done great. And I don't think it'll be easy.
No, I mean Palace will be favourites, but it's not going to be easy. Here is Madueke for Arsenal. We've had 39 minutes at Sellers Park. 0-0.
Is it Ryan? They don't have an online ticket.
That's the one.
They
yeah.
don't have
paper tickets.
You can't buy a ticket online. You got to queue up.
Get down there.
I mean,
overnight, get your sleeping bag.
But what are they doing? Like, come on. It's not 1974.
No one talks like that about Wimbledon tennis in the summer in the UK.
Yeah, but you can buy most of the tickets online. Come on.
Here is Dowman breaking forward for Arsenal. Now it's with Calafiori, clipped over towards Madueke. Instant control. Madueke inside the Palace penalty area, taps it back. Nogel tries to curl inside the box. It's blocked. It breaks for Dowman, who goes down inside the box. Referee says play on. It's all a bit stop-start. And then Palace will clear, but then it comes straight back to Madueke. Inside the area, still Noni Madueke. Great fast feet for Madueke. The shot's blocked by Hughes.
Yeah, he's looked sharp in this first half as Noni Madueke. Haven't really got a grip of him until this point.
I think he's done brilliantly this season, Madueke. It'd be interesting to get your thoughts, because there was a tiny percentage of Arsenal's fan base that weren't necessarily over the moon when he came to the club.
Yeah.
But he's been such a good understudy and more.
Yeah.
Because he is a different type of player, and he's come in at different areas of the season and looked brilliant. He's had, a little bit of a dip here and there as well, and then products maybe obviously not as good as Saka's.
If
but,
you look at the numbers, right, you wouldn't say he's done well, because he hasn't created that many chances. He hasn't made that many assists. He hasn't scored that many goals. But with your eyes, he's excited you.
Yeah.
And he's done some really good things throughout the season. So I'm a bit conflicted. I think overall he's done really well. But I do want more goals. I do want him to create more chances. But he does add a new dimension to the team. Real thrust down that right side. He stretches teams. He's a great dribbler. That goal he scored against Club Brugge was amazing. So no, I think he's been a good addition. Oh, that's lovely from Dowman.
This is Martinelli, and now it's Jesus. This time he does bury it. Fourth time lucky for Gabby Jesus, who nets on the final day of a Premier League season for the 6th time in his career, and it's Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 1.
Yes, understated celebration from Gabriel Jesus, maybe because he knows he should have had a hat-trick until this point, but that is a lovely goal. Make no mistake, that is quality. And Max Dowman produces a gorgeous little touch. And then it's Martinelli that slips in. He slips in Jesus and makes a really good diagonal run, near post finish, ever so good from Gabriel Jesus. That is how you find the back of the net. But for me, it was Dowman with that lovely little flick inside for Martinelli that opened up the whole pitch.
Secondary assist for Dowman. These things happen in American sports, not so much over here. And Jesus, as he so often does, as we've mentioned, gets on the score sheet on match week 38. Should have had 4. Oh, it's a bit disingenuous. Look, he's got himself into good positions. He'll know he should have finished a bit brighter, a bit smarter earlier, but pleased that he's got.
He scored that one, and it took a little slight deflection, didn't it? Which maybe took it away from the goalkeeper at the near post, so maybe he got a little bit lucky there.
Wasn't going to mention that. Here is Munoz.
Are we going to mention the other score?
Oh, if you want to.
Yeah, Spurs 1 up.
Now it's with Klein. The ball hits Martinelli. Munoz tries to keep it in play. Oh, Calafiori loses out. Munoz battles well. Now it's with Klein. Hughes, right-hand side is Devaney. 3 inside the penalty area. Strand Larsen back post. That's overcooked a little bit. And Zubimendi is there, but he brings Cardenas down. That's going to be a free kick to Crystal Palace.
Yeah, they've got into some good positions, actually, in this first half, Crystal Palace, but have overhit a lot of crosses. They've sort of ballooned them, haven't they, towards the far post. And wasted those chances, but they've actually won a free kick here, haven't they, in a decent enough position. So we've got a bit of defending to do before half-time.
Kamada will take the free kick left-hand side, down by the corner flag, left flank. In front of the away stand where the Arsenal supporters are gathered. Probably 1 or 2 undercover in the home end. So, in swing by the looks of things here from Cardenas. In it comes, nodded away as Kepa looked to punch it. It's come back in by Sarr. Not quite sure if that was a shot or a cross. It's cleared away again. It's going to be an Arsenal.
Yeah, look, I'm just looking around. Ismaila Sarr in particular. He's a good player, Ismaila Sarr. Nailed on starter, I would say, for Wednesday night in Leipzig. He's barely had a touch.
Not really. That one run, didn't he? Yeah.
Just walking around, isn't he? Bit of a passenger, and I guess you can't blame him for taking it easy. Man, you 2 up, by the way, at Brighton. Not a good end to the season for Brighton, who are chasing European football.
Yeah, well, they might get conference as it stands at the moment. If Crystal Palace, well, there's all sorts of things. Crystal Palace have got to win, and then I think there's another Isra spot taken up, and then or maybe even taken away because they've been in the Europa League. It does get a bit complicated, and obviously the Bournemouth situation, that's if Liverpool win, might see it jump down to a 9th place in the Premier League, but it's not for us to worry about. Cardenas with a throw, cleared away by Mosquera. Scored on his last 2 home starts.
Martinelli.
Oh, Martinelli could be in. Arsenal scored in his last 2 home starts against Arsenal. One for Palace, one for Rennes. You might recall that a few years ago.
Yeah, I do remember him at Rennes. He was good, wasn't he? Decent.
He's a good footballer.
Yeah.
Here he is.
Yeah.
Senegal,
isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you that they could have a good World Cup.
Yeah. Played in the curled into this near side. Played in the game where Senegal beat England, of course.
I was there.
Which was June of last year.
Yeah.
And Dean Henderson was in goal for England. And you think to yourself, he had a good season last season, good season this season, not in the squad, but that was his. But when you get beat 3-1, you know.
Yeah.
Because, you know, England have not got a lot of strength in depth with keepers, I don't think.
No,
This is Munoz to curl in. Cleared away. Kamada's touch, and now Chadi Riyad.
Yeah. Just on the stats for this game, it's 9-1 in terms of the shots from Arsenal to Crystal Palace. So even though we're sort of playing at half pace, we've made all those changes, we've absolutely been the better side here. 9 shots to 1, 4 on target. Touches in the box. Palace have had 5. We've had 22. Possession 62%. All the numbers are saying that we are dominating this game. The numbers that I'm surprised at is that there's been 9 fouls. I know it's not loads, but a lot of people are saying ahead of today, they're not going to tackle each other.
Sorry, Henderson is in the squad. I completely forgot he was.
I didn't want to pull you up on it. I was being too polite there. Yeah, I thought.
Hang on, he's in the squad here.
He's in.
Yeah, he is in. Yeah. I was trying to go through all the players that are playing today, who's made it, who's not. And quite a few of the nations haven't named their definitive squads. 1 or 2 of the players on the show today. Here is Madueke, definitely in, as we know. And now Nogel. We're into the 3rd minute of added on time. Madueke. Zubimendi. Nogel. Well, that is the half. Arsenal have been bright. Jesus could have had 4. He has scored 1, but missed 3 really, really good opportunities, 2 in particular, and even the close-range header you could say he should have done better with. But the one that he did score, smart finish after excellent approach play from first Dauman and then Martinelli, has given the Gunners the advantage here at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace have not had too many opportunities at goal. They've been busy, though. It's been a contest in this opening 45, but it's Arsenal that lead. Yeah, we absolutely deserve the lead. I think we've played pretty well, actually, considering all the changes. We've popped the ball around nice. I think Noni Madueke's been excellent. Lewis Skelly's looked terrific in the heart of midfield. Dauman's had 1 or 2 little moments, and really the big story of the first half is probably Gabriel Jesus and the chances that he squandered. I think on another day he comes in at the break, we're 4-0 up, and Gabriel Jesus has scored all of them. And that's probably why his celebration was a little bit muted when he did actually find the back of the net. So yeah, look, it's going to plan. No, it doesn't matter, but it would be lovely to finish with a win here at Selhurst Park today, and I think we look good value to get it. Let's get some more thoughts as we hand you back to our half-time live from N5 crew of Joseph and Nicole. At the break here, it's Palace 0, Arsenal 1.
It sounds good, doesn't it? It doesn't get old saying we are Premier League champions. Oh, it feels lovely. 1-0 up at half-time. Final game of the Premier League season. Look, we know it's done. We have won the Premier League. We are going to be lifting that trophy soon, shortly. Yeah. But it's still nice to see us get a goal in that first half, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I am so happy for our main man, Gabriel Jesus, because a really important thing to remember with this guy, right? When we signed him, that was the year everything really changed. That was the year where we were all like, oh my gosh, Arsenal are really bad. So he's been front and centre of this, and he's had loads of injuries, he's had a tough time, and he's played a role now. The final game of the season, he's the one to score it. He deserves it, and yeah, I mean, what a guy.
Yeah. What have you made of the first half overall? I mean, happen today because we're just buzzing regardless. And I think everyone was a bit like, oh God, yeah, we've got to play a football game. What were you expecting coming into this one?
I think, like, genuinely, I was expecting us to be a little bit more relaxed, a bit more chilled, and like seeing the way that they're playing. Like, the one thing that I noticed was Arteta is still coaching these guys to the smallest of details, and it's like, actually, no, we want to leave here as champions and actually behave as champions. So the way they're preparing, the way they're taking the game seriously, like, it's not just, oh, I'm hanging and struggling here to, you know, find my feet, but everybody is doing their part. I think it's comfortable. We look like the better team. We're on top of Palace. We're like in charge of the chances and so on and so forth. And yeah, Max Dowman's having a good game. He's having a good run out. Madueke's doing all right. His deliveries into the box have been really, really good. I think overall it's been comfortable. It's been relaxed. You know, no one's flying into challenges. Everybody's taking their time because we've got other stuff to do as well. But yeah, so far so good for me.
I think it's exactly that, you know, it's still about being professional and getting the job done. And also, you want to win your final game of the season. Even if you are already champions, of course, you still want to get that win. And we've got the small matter of a Champions League final next weekend. So I think it's probably also important, and it must be really hard for Mikel, for the players. You know, you've won the Premier League, the elation that comes with that, the celebrations, everything. And then you've kind of got to calm that down and go, okay, we need to focus on this weekend as well, this game today. But of course, the huge Champions League final in Budapest. And we know that that is going to be a tough game. Look, they'll be feeling so confident now. But I think there's something in that, right? They've got to be in that mindset of winning.
100%, you know, like whatever you do behind the scenes is always going to be exposed outside, you know? It's like, how prepared are you? How committed are you to this dream of actually making history? You've already made history, but now you've got to continue behaving in a way that allows you to really set yourself up in the best way possible, and that's going into that game with a win where your confidence is still flying high. I think if we go into this game and we lose it, it creates question marks for a few players. It's like, oh, hang on, why didn't it go wrong? And there's like more to think about. But we just roll over Crystal Palace like we should, right? We go into that Champions League final, confidence sky high, Premier League champions, you've lifted up the trophy, you've won your last game of the season, like key players played a role in that, you know what I mean? So like, let's do it. It's a professional job today. Let's show everybody why we deserve to be champions. Like, you know what I mean? Like, act like you've been here before. And, you know, we've been here before, you know? We've been here before.
Absolutely. You guys know the drill. We have our 2 microphones here in the live from N5 studio. What have you made of that first half against Crystal Palace?
First thing to say, just after we scored, the champions take the lead. Yeah. Very, very nice to hear that. I have been waiting 22 years to hear a commentator say that. But
Who
also,
was that? Dan Roebuck, Adrian Clark? Who's taking credit?
So I'm not sure. That was on Sky and on Adrian Clark will have said it as
Yeah,
well. Big shout out to Adrian, absolute legend. But yeah, and the other thing is a win today means we finish with more points than Liverpool finished with last season. So worst champions in history? Absolute nonsense. So look, this game, there's players that want to play next week. They want to play in that final. And Capier, Calafiore, they're battling it out. Miles Zubimendi. Players still have something to fight for. And also, you said you want to finish like behaving like champions. We want to roll out, get the win, lift the title, and have everyone looking at us with goals. And I can't wait for that set-piece goal in the second half because it's going to be absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, very well said, because that's a really good point that, you know, we know Mikel obviously changed the lineup quite a bit today, and it's still a brilliant team, of course, a great starting 11, but some of those players will be wanting to prove what they can do and show what they can do, and it's their moment to shine, isn't it?
It is, absolutely, and I'm not saying he should play next week. I'm really not. Ryan needs to play next week. But did everyone see that save? Did you see that save? I think for a minute everyone thought it was Raya in goal. Yeah. That save from Kepa, where has that been all season? My friend, that was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I think it all perked everyone up and went, oh wow, we're taking this seriously. as we should be. And as you rightly said, we are champions. Let's behave like champions. Let's show everyone what we actually are and how we're going to finish on a proper high. I'm so excited for the Champions League next week, and this is just getting us all more hyped for it, right? Yeah. And all these boys deserve a minute or two somewhere along the line.
100%. Are you pretty pleased with what you've seen in the first half so far?
I think so far we can't complain. We've seen little cameos from people who haven't had as much exposure the whole season as we'd like to have done. And as you said, Gabriel Jesus, bless him, has been out with injuries so much, but you watch every interview, he's still so grateful to the club, to God, to Miguel, and you just think he deserved that goal today, and it just makes it feel so special. Noni's had a great few shots into the box. He hasn't quite got it in there yet, but Max is playing beautifully. And as I said, that save from Kepa, honestly, blew my mind. As soon as we all saw it come in, everyone jumped out of the seat. And I think that's pretty special today for him as well, given everything that's happened.
100%. And it was so good to see Gabby Jesus get that goal, because he had a few chances early on in the first half, didn't he? And I feel like we're all really rooting for him. Look, we wanted to see a goal anyway, full stop, right, in the first half. But for it to be Jesus, and it was a lovely goal as well, wasn't it? And it was just really nice to see that, right?
Yeah, it was poetic. We was talking about it earlier about him starting his Arsenal career at Sellers Park, him putting in a man-of-match performance. We all remembered, ooh, this is unbelievable striker, you know, he could do everything on the pitch. So then all the ups and downs he's had since his career, Arsenal career, to then obviously the game, we come back to Sellers Park and he scored that goal. It's almost like a full circle moment, almost finishing the story. It's very poetic, and I'm so happy for him, so pleased.
Yeah, we can't forget as well. Remember, he's speaking to the fans, respect, I've won Premier Leagues, but he was referring to City, and now he can say, I've won Premier Leagues, Premier League with Arsenal as well. I mean, he is such a special player. He's a special talent. He's been so important for this club, and to see him score is just so happy, man. We want him to do
It's like a little icing on the cake, isn't it? Who will be the cherry on the top?
Has to be Max.
Max.
He's got his GCSEs this week as well.
I know. Isn't that just, I mean, I know. Yeah. Well, we speak about Max Dowman a lot, of course, right? Arsenal supporters, we love it when they're homegrown as well, and what a talent he is. And everyone talks about how young he is. But it is absolutely insane how good he is for his age. And the fact that, he'll be balancing his schoolwork and studying. And did you see the video of him walking into school and everyone doing a guard of honour? And bless him, he's just a youngster, isn't he? He's just a young lad, and he's kind of a bit like, oh God, thank you.
What do I do? What do
but
I say?
he's such a talent, isn't he? And it's great to see him there today.
No, he's phenomenal, and like it's a joke, right? Just being on the pitch with players says something at that age. Like, I mean, what was I doing at 16? You know, struggling.
Well, why did you do
I don't know, stuff that we probably can't talk about on camera. But Max Dowman, like being able to be so level-headed, being around all of these professionals and kind of stand and be his own character in his own right, it's incredible. And like just watching how the fans have embraced him, like, has been so wonderful. Like, we want him to do so well at this club, and it's been the same with Ethan Waneri. It's been the same with all of our Heyland boys that have come through, and even the ones that departed and have come back now. So Eberechi Eze, another one with a beautiful storyline. He's at Selhurst Park today, guys. You know, he's gonna pick up the last kick of the ball for Crystal Palace was a win for Crystal Palace, right? He won the FA Cup for Palace, and he's come to Arsenal, avoided a relegation battle, right? And he's won the league. He's won the league, and he is such a special individual. He made that move happen, and what he's done, how he's contributed to our team, that's the cherry on top for me.
In pivotal moments as well, Eze has been so good. I feel like post-match we'll have a bit of a chat about players. Maybe we'll do some Player of the Season awards that I've just made up on the spot. Oh, why not? Is there anyone in particular that you want to see come in to the second half and make an impact?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a couple of names, I want some of the boys to get minutes. I do want Bukayo Saka to have a bit of a rest, but I do want to see him get 10, 15 minutes. Declan Rice, I want the ones that are going to be playing in the Champions League, a few of the ones that you know are going to be in the team sheet, to just get 10, 15 minutes out, just so that you can keep that match sharpness up, ready for PSG. I also think it's important to just send them a message, right? Because they're going to be watching, they're going to be analysing this game, and how we approach it tactically is so important. So I want, you know, our best players to feature in this game as well. And, you know, it just gives them something to think about, you know, just to be like, oh, actually, hang on a minute, these guys are still playing, they're still involved, they still want it. This isn't going to be a walk in the park. It will not be a walk in the park. We are going to win.
Absolutely. Also, by the way, how nice is it to be able to watch this game and just be relaxed and chill and enjoy it? Because that may not have been the case. Like, this could have been so tense and so stressful, and it's so lovely that we're all able to just enjoy this. And we've seen so many Gooners outside Emirates Stadium right now in the sunshine. Some of them are just hiding in the shade. They're getting ready for full time. You know, it's going to be scenes here again, isn't it? Let's be honest, a bit of a party.
Nicole, it's the best feeling in the world. We haven't watched a football match like this for so long, right? Because maybe first half of the season was a little bit like this, you know, it was winning games comfortably. It's like, yeah, we're going to do it. But the last half of the season, my heart was in my throat. I didn't know where I was dizzy in some matches. I passed out in some. I'm pretty sure I died and came back to life against Burnley. Like, there was so many of those games where you're just like, please, boys, just score. And like, to go into a game, the final day of the season, just be like, yeah, it's fine. Whatever happens, play your game, boys. We believe in you. It's completely okay. Whatever happens, happens, because you've done it. You've done all the hard work, and so it's incredible, man.
But it's the emotional roller coaster that we call football, and isn't that why we love the beautiful game?
Oh, absolutely.
No, sometimes.
But that's what it is. That's what makes it so special, because you think about how we're all feeling. We don't feel like this if we didn't go a 22-year wait. We don't cry the way we cried. We don't scream the way we scream. We don't release the raw emotions that we release if we don't go on a 22-year Premier League drought. We just don't do that. So that feeling that we've got right now, keep it, because it's so special.
And what a feeling it is. Right, guys, are we ready for the second half?
Yeah!
But first, Dan, remember.
Champion!
Many thanks to Nicole, Joseph, all of the Live from M5 crew. A lot of positivity and celebration, as per usual. Now, changes for Arsenal. We did see both Gabriel and Kai Havertz going through some fairly significant warming up exercises at half-time. Not 100% certain if they're both going to come on. We're just waiting for confirmation. We can't quite see just below the dugouts, but there is a little bit of activity there. But this would be an interesting couple of changes if Arsenal are going to do this.
Yeah, I just wonder whether there's something pre-planned, maybe from the manager. Certainly didn't look like anybody was injured. See the official there, he's got the board in his hand.
Yeah, we can now see Havertz and Gabriel. So these are the two changes that are going to be made.
Calafiori's come off.
So Nketiah left back. I wonder what Mikel Arteta's thought process is here. Maybe in his own mind he's not decided what to do. Yeah, I don't know how far he plans.
Well, it could be an indication with Calafiori coming off that Calafiori will start next Saturday, just to give him a little bit of a breather. He did take that bang on the back of the head, didn't he? Yeah. Calafiori.
Christian Norgel, the other player that's come off, I think.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, you're right.
So
well, we'll see. We'll find out soon enough what that means.
Changes for Palace as well. Mitchell, Wharton, and who else are we going to see here? Is Pino going to come on as well? Yeah, he's hoping to get in the Spanish squad. That's announced, I think, tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Tuesday. Mitchell, who has played for England, but not for a while, and given the debate about left backs, never really been in the conversation, has he?
No, I think
unlike Henderson, who's definitely in. But Mitchell is on. Wharton is on. Well, he is a debate about his England future for sure. Underway for the second half. We'll just recap all of the changes for Palace as well. Kamada and Munoz both have gone off, I think, haven't they? So 3 changes for Palace, 2 for Arsenal.
Yeah. Nketiah has gone to left back. Gabriel Magalhaes on at the heart of defence, as you might expect. He's now partnered by Mosquera. Yeah, Lewis Skelly's gone into the deeper midfield role that Christian Norgel occupied in that first half, and now he's got Daumann to his right and Havertz to his left, with Jesus still up front. So he's really sort of messing around with it, really, you know, just trying one or two little bits and pieces, the manager.
Yeah, maybe he's looked, you know, the training regimes and the minutes that they want to get into players' legs. This is Martinelli to take on Klein, gets to the byline. Good challenge from Lerma, who limps out of that one. That's going to be a corner.
Yeah, well, let's hope Gabriel Martinelli's all right. I think he'll be okay. It was a good driving run. Knocked it out of his feet, exploded past Nathaniel Klein, and it's a good 50-50 challenge from Jefferson Lerma. I think he's just maybe shaken up from the fall a little bit, Gabriel Martinelli, but we got ourselves a corner.
Yeah, so Kamada and Munoz, the 3 players to come off to confirm. Pino, Mitchell and Wharton on for Palace. Havertz and Gabriel for Arsenal, as we mentioned. Calafiori and Norgel, the players that have gone off. Further goals coming early in the second half in the Premier League as well at the Etihad. Aston Villa a level. Obviously they've been celebrating long and hard after their Europa League win, but still compos mentis for a game against City.
I looked at the stats at half-time, though. It was 12 shots to 0. so maybe they're only going to try in the second half.
Corner to Arsenal then, after the block from Lerma. He's okay to continue for now. And it's curled by Martinelli to the far post. Havertz will knock it back in. Shot! Wonderful volley from Noni Madueke, who got hold of that one from just inside the penalty area. It's Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 2.
Oh, I love to see it. You really do. Smiles on faces. Lovely volley. Yeah, Noni Madueke serenaded in that far corner. It came out to him, and left foot, he just wrapped his boot around it, low and hard into the bottom corner. Really emphatic finish from Noni, who has been bright all game. I think he's been ever so lively, and he enjoyed that moment. He really did. And so did the supporters, who had a bird's eye view of it. It came from a corner. Surprise, surprise, it's another goal we scored from a set piece. And Havertz actually gets himself an assist. He peels off to the back stick. It's a really clever header towards Madueke, who's kind of 16, 17 yards out. Hits it first time on the volley, through bodies, into the bottom corner. Really nice.
Nothing that Henderson could do about that. Good connection. Not the sweetest, but forceful enough and accurate enough to get through a packed penalty area. It's Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 2. Well, Arsenal supporters who have been in really good voice over the course of this game have managed to turn it up a little bit more. Here is Pino for Crystal Palace. And now it's with Adam Wharton towards Cardenas. Over on that right-hand side, looks to try and flick it forward. The ball goes out of play.
Well, 6 points clear at the top of the table now, Dan. It'd be nice to win it by 6, wouldn't it? It looked good. Not that I know that none of it matters.
Well, we were talking, weren't we, ahead of the game, and you know, Arsenal, if it stays as it is, have won more points than Liverpool did last season. No one was suggesting that Liverpool's title-winning campaign was a below-par one. We're certainly not suggesting that Arsenal's is in a very tough and competitive Premier League.
Yeah, such strength and depth, this Premier League.
Not over just yet. Palace coming forwards here. Ball inside the box. Opportunity for the header from Pino that's wide. Goal kick. Hasn't really been the signing that Palace fans thought he might be from Villarreal for best part of 30 million.
No. Not delivered enough goals and assists, but I was looking at the data and my research for this game, and he has been their most creative player. Like, no one's made more chances for Palace than Pino. But I agree with you. I don't think he's been brilliant at all, considering he's a full Spanish international.
Capier down the line, and Jesus tries to get on the end of that. Lerma is across with a challenge. Of course, Coming on the bench for Arsenal today. Be interesting to see if he gets a few minutes.
Great news, that. Really happy for him. He missed out, I think, on the Spain squad, hasn't he? I know that you say it hasn't been finalised.
It's not been completely finalised, from what I know, just doing a bit of read.
He was such a regular for Spain.
Oh, yeah. His record is just insanely good.
I think they'd be mad not to take him. I think he should be in the squad, even though he's not played for ages. He's got time to get fit between now and the World Cup, and he adds so much in attack and in midfield. Mikel Merino, that's a good play.
Yes, he's Madueke inside the area, ricochets around, nearly falls for Jesus, does, inside the box, wriggles back outside of it, still keeps Arsenal in possession. Down and now Zubimendi. Here is Jesus once again, and now Mosquera.
Yeah, Madueke stayed down, hoping he's okay.
Yes, a really nice interview on the Arsenal website with Mikel Merino about his fears when he got injured, because it's an odd part of the foot, isn't it, apparently, that got injured, and the rehabilitation, and he was, you know, concerned about, you know, not just his position at Arsenal and coming back to the side, but for Spain as well, obviously, as you would be in a World Cup year. But great to see him on the bench. And yeah, look, if he's physically fit, if not match fit, that's okay from a Spanish point of view.
Got a couple of friendlies, you know, coming up. And Madueke's okay, by the way, thankfully. But yeah, look, if I'm the Spain manager, I'm taking Merino. He is always worth a goal. Just in the, you know, bring him off the bench, pop up in the box and nick you something.
Yeah, I've seen just provisional squads for Spain, if there is one completely announced. I don't know, obviously, last weekend of La Liga this weekend. Didn't stop England announcing, of course. Here is Cardenas, runs into Kai Havertz, nodded back by Lerma. Now it's Strand Larsen inside the box, looks to get the shot away, and does, and it's over the crossbar. Well, tight-ish angle, had to try and lift it over a couple of players. Wasn't the worst effort.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was a nice little pass from Wharton. And then, yeah, he's corner of the 6-yard box. Well tracked, actually, by Christian Mosquera. Gets really tight to him. Doesn't dive in, the young Spaniard. Blocks the goal. And Strand Larsen has no way through. He has to go for height, and he hits it over the bar in the end. Yeah, Bournemouth have just equalised. Well, Forest.
Yeah, that'll make... Well, can't imagine that Brighton are going to come back to beat Manchester United, so even a defeat is probably okay for Bournemouth to get 6th. But
Sunderland are looking good for it. They're 2-0 up at home to Chelsea and in pole position at the moment for European
Champions League spots, though. Liverpool have got to win, haven't they?
Yeah.
And Villa have got to lose. None of that's happening. Or at least Liverpool have got to win, should Villa not win. In fact, if Villa draw, there's nothing Liverpool can do. So 6th will not be going to an English Premier League side. A lot of debate about whether that should happen anyway. Tend to think
feels like too many.
It feels like too many, but it's just what happens when you make these rules. You know, the better nations, the better teams just start to fill the places up. It does feel like a lot. Here is Wharton for Crystal Palace. Runs into trouble, goes down under the challenge of Miles Lewis-Skelly. Free kick Palace.
Yeah, he's holding his ankle, Adam Wharton. Rolling around a bit, actually. I mean, it looked innocuous to me from Miles Lewis-Skelly. I don't think the referee viewed it as a bad foul or anything, but he doesn't look happy here, Adam Wharton. Was he disappointed anyway to miss out on the England World Cup squad?
Yeah, surprised though.
Yeah. Was I surprised?
Yeah, I was surprised.
I would have had him in. Yeah, I would have had him in. I think we probably could have afforded to take maybe one less attacking player.
Well, when you consider Jordan Henderson's in.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put Henderson in there, but he's got his reasons. Thomas Tuchel, you know, I would have had Maguire in there over Byrne, for sure. I would have had Lewis Hall in there over Jed Spence every day of the week. But, you know, he's the one that gets paid the big bucks, Thomas Tuchel.
Got a problem with Adam Wharton. He's only just come on, of course, at half-time. We've had 10 minutes of this second period, but at the moment they are just feeling the ankle out. Obviously massive for Palace in terms of that Conference League final. He will start if fit. That's the concern.
That would be a disaster. Yeah, that'd be an absolute disaster. Yeah, it's the front of his ankle now. I would really feel for him if he's out of that final.
He's explaining.
I could see him getting a move as well this summer, Adam Wharton. But yeah, let's see if he can run this off. He's hobbling. Of course, he was just come on, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So Glasner will be ruining that decision.
Yeah, I often wonder about that. You see players, oh, well, just give him 20 minutes, give him 45. You think, well, why?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, completely don't play them at all. Unless you know, you appreciate if players have come back from injury, they've missed games. I get that with certain players, but not just because.
Yeah, I think players like to tick over though. You don't want to be out for ages without a game ahead of a biggie, but everyone's different.
Well, we've restarted. Wharton is okay for now. This is Marlon Lewis Skelly. Gabriel looking to aim one over to the right-hand side, and Madueke back here towards Mosquera. Neat touch for Havertz to come forward. Dowman has it now. Central position, 30 yards out. Decants it for Pierre-Henri. Now it's with Martinelli over on that left-hand side. Can he get the cross? And he can to the far post. Jesus denied by Mitchell. It's going to be an Arsenal call.
Yeah, I think he pulled out that in the end, Jesus, just because he knew exactly what Mitchell was trying to do. Jesus, good awareness actually, thought, yeah, we'll accept the corner. Good wing play from Gabriel Martinelli. Decent enough ball into the box. And Noni, he gets a lovely reception over on that far side.
Right wing corner taken left-footed. Madueke with an in-swinger. Gabriel, usual position on the penalty spot. Runners from outside to in. Near post. Oh, cleared off the line pretty much. Too many Arsenal players knew where that was going. Palace had players back in defensive position. Good touch from Mitchell. And then Pino forward. That's nicely done. Strand Larsen for Deveni. Cardenas is calling for it, but that's not going to get to the debutant as it spins away. And it's out for a throw-in.
Yeah, just a bit heavy from Justin Deveni. Yeah, look, Oliver Glasner would have, well, I think he'd have liked to have signed off here at Selhurst Park with a better performance, but when you pick the team he did, you know, really, I think the result was secondary. It's all about prep for that Conference League final.
Point taken, Palace win it back. Doesn't look 100% Wharton, and now it's with Strand Larsen. Gets away from him. Goal kick for Arsenal.
Yeah. Liverpool are in front. So, yeah, if Villa were to concede again, suddenly Bournemouth could be looking at Champions League football.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have beaten City the other night. Obviously, we were all watching the game for a different reason, but I mean, they had some chances. David Brooks at the end there. I mean, I was cursing David Brooks for a few minutes there. He had to score. It didn't matter in the end, but I think for Bournemouth it might matter. Yeah, you know, they dropped 2 points.
KIVEE looking for Martinelli. Challenge comes in from Cardenas, and the ball goes out of play. Arsenal have a throw far side, and KIVEE takes quickly. This is Marlon Lewis Skelly back towards KIVEE. Now it's with Gabriel. Mosquera, first time for Marlon Lewis Skelly. Zubimendi, still in this right back role, of course. The Spaniard comes forward. Now it's with Madueke, double teamed Madueke back towards Mosquera. Now it's with Havertz. Mosquera, flick from Zubimendi looking for Dowman, but should be cleared away by Crystal Palace and is by Chadi Riads.
Here he comes.
Well, this is great to see. Mikel Merino being serenaded by the Arsenal supporters. He has been missed. He's such a quality player. He just gives Arsenal something that little bit different. And he plays for the first time since the 25th of January when he scored against Manchester United in the defeat to United at Emirates. And it's Max Dowman who started brightly. Obviously had a hand in the first goal, but is to be replaced here. But great to see Mikel Merino back.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, Max Dowman makes way. Nice that he got his first start in the Premier League today. Did okay. But yeah, this is a lovely sight to see Mikel Merino back out there on the pitch. There's no doubt we missed him. I think we'd have won the league earlier.
100%.
Had he been fit and available.
Because he you know, he just does something that no one else in Arsenal colours can do. Wharton is being taken off, incidentally, here. So that is a real issue for Crystal Palace in terms of that Conference League final against Rayo, as Havertz breaks forward and it's blocked, comes back out in Capier's effort, saved by Henderson.
Yeah, Havertz really leathered that one. It was blocked, and Hincapié was more of a measured effort. Curled it left-footed. Keeper got down on it easily, though. Dean Henderson.
Guess on the player that's come on, incidentally, for Wharton. Hopefully, for his sake, as Pino comes forward, that's just a precaution. Here is Jeremy Pino again towards Strand Larsen. It'll break for Hughes. Free kick Arsenal. Strand Larsen was going for the spectacular overhead and caught an Arsenal player. Is it Zubimendi?
Yeah, home fans didn't like it, but yeah, just kicked his elbow. That was accidental. It's no biggie. Oh, Villa are winning at City.
Nice to see Pep getting that sort of send-off.
I mean, you shouldn't laugh, should you? But
just goes to show, doesn't it? Unless you are massively on it in the Premier League, you drop your levels a little bit. There is so much quality, and all the narrative about needing to win, not needing to win, nothing to play for, off the back of a final. Yes, it can happen, but an awful lot it doesn't. I'm not saying that City might not come back to win that game, but you know, you've been a professional footballer. A lot of the time, these players are really sort of, you know, just competitive instinct kicks in.
Oh,
you know,
totally.
They want to play and they want to win.
You don't want to get beat. You don't ever want to get beat. And yeah, like a professional that's happy to get beaten isn't a professional in my eyes. Yeah, so no, and the Premier League's good for that. And the depth, as we said, as I said to you before kickoff today, it's never been easier to lose a Premier League game. You know, you've got to be on it.
Cardenas with a shot wide of the target. He's got himself in some good positions. Looked decent on his Premier League debut.
Yeah, I think he's done really well. Yeah, Cardenas.
So Villa leading, and Brentford back on terms at Anfield.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. So I don't know what that all means in the grand scheme of things. It means that Bournemouth are in the Europa League, that's for sure.
Yeah, Brentford need to win with Sunderland currently winning. If Sunderland were trailing or indeed only drawing, that would bump Brentford up to a European place.
Yeah, at Sunderland's expense, yeah. So, but what a story it would be for Sunderland. Oh! So they limped over the line in the Championship last season. But they just went bold and signed a whole new team practically. And I think with Granit Xhaka being there, you know, there's a little bit of affection there from Arsenal supporters, some anyway, towards Sunderland, particularly Xhaka. So that'd be quite nice for him.
"53 years since Sunderland were last in European football, off the back of their FA Cup success." This is Jeremy Pino towards Tyreek Mitchell. Zubimendi with a good defensive header. Here is Madueke, runs into Hughes. And then Miles Lewis-Skelly goes down under pressure from Strand Larsen.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. He just stayed down. Just get his breath back, Miles Lewis-Skelly. I think he's looked really confident here again today. Excellent, neat and tidy centre mid display from Miles.
Mosquera. And now Gabriel. Here is Nkapie. We've had 20 minutes of this second half. And celebrations after the game today will go on throughout the capital. And Sellers Park, of course. Arsenal will be expected to lift the Premier League trophy. And then north of the river, party's been going for quite some time, I believe, and worldwide Arsenal fans have enjoyed this week and will continue to do so, and obviously it could get even better on Saturday with that Champions League final against Paris Saint-Germain. Here is Madueke for Arsenal towards Jesus, runs into trouble, ball goes out for a corner.
Yeah, he's made some great runs today, Gabriel Jesus. It's just his finishing that we've been critical of. His movement's been sharp. He's never hidden. Wants to be in the game. It'll be interesting to see what the future holds for Gabriel Jesus as well.
Madueke to curl in the corner. Gabriel with the instruction. And he comes near post. Cleared away towards Zubimendi. Referee spots the push on Deveni. Free kick.
It's pretty crowded at that near post. It was really whipped in from Noni Madueke. Have a little drinks break. It's time for a drinks break.
Midpoint of this second half. Mikel Arteta just speaking with Kepa at the moment. Yeah, plenty to ponder ahead of that game against Paris Saint-Germain. It's a real shame that Timber's not going to be fit, but I can't believe that he's going to play. But in terms of the season, he's had a fantastic campaign. I mean, he's such a terrific fullback, terrific footballer. News of a goal elsewhere.
Yeah, West Ham have scored. Castellanos, 67th minute. At Spurs, they're a bit behind at the moment. Only 63 played, so there's a long way to go in that game. But we do need 2 Everton goals to send Spurs down. It feels unlikely. I think Spurs have been dominating that game.
Yeah, I think West Ham fans were hoping that former manager David Moyes might be able to inspire his charges to victory there, but it looks like West Ham are going to be playing Championship football next season. Here Arsenal lead by 2-0. And the Gunners look to win on the final day of the season for another year, one on the last 14 campaigns. Match week 30.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Stat,
yeah, it's a good stat. Yeah, we tend to walk away for the summer in good shape. But yeah, look, it's been a good little tune-up. Really comfortable for us here at Selhurst Park today. I mean, the home side have offered a great deal. That shot counts 12-4. 6 on target for us. Just the one save for Kepa to make. And it was a good save, wasn't it, earlier on in the game from Munoz. But yeah, really dominant. I'd say second half, Palace have maybe they've raised their game a bit, but not too many alarms. I mean, he's got to put Eze on, hasn't he? Got to put Eze on.
You would have thought so, given his background. 21 minutes.
How long are you giving Eze? If you're Mikel, you obviously want him to get his nice clap, nice little send off. You're only giving him 10, aren't you? Probably.
Max.
Yeah.
Max. Winton incidentally will be 30 wins to nil. Same as the 70-71 season for Arsenal.
Okay.
Kepa will be hoping for the clean sheet. Don't know if the defenders still get the bonuses. And Arsenal have been capital kings more often than not. Just one defeat the last 28 Premier League London derbies. This is Gessan looking to muscle his way in. Gabriel had to fight and battle for that, but did.
He did. It's really, really excellent defending. Gabriel Magalhaes. It was a bit of a fight ball with Gessan. He was really strong.
Haven't seen the full Premier League team of the year. I presume that Gabriel and Saliba are in it. Have you seen it? I've not seen it. Just saw the sort of Bruno Fernandes and Nico O'Reilly player and young player.
Yeah, look, the PFA one is the one that you want to be in, but they tend to do that at the start of the following season now. They've changed it. I don't really understand that. There'll be an EFL, there'll be a Premier League team of the year, but I don't know if that's voted for by the fans, which I always think is a bit distorted.
Can be skewed a little bit.
Yeah. Look, the team of the year has to contain those two centre-backs.
Yeah. And keeper.
And the guff, yeah.
Hughes to curl in a free kick, flicked away by Havertz. Crystal Palace have got a corner right-hand side.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst ball in the world. I think there was a little bit, there was too much curl on it for Kepa to come and claim, so it was down to Havertz to get something on it.
So corner to Crystal Palace, 18 minutes remaining. Stay with us for plenty of post-match chat and coverage from Sellers Park. Make sure you stick around with us online from M5. Corner, Hughes in swinger. Chadi Riyad nearly got on the end of that. It's cleared away.
Yeah, and that was a good cross, and I don't think we were totally convincing in the way we dealt with it. Could have gone anywhere, and they've got themselves a throw here. This might be a long one.
So Cardenas to launch this one inside the area. Flat trajectory, flicked on by Lerma, and then Devena can't get there. But Martinelli can, and he shows his pace to come forward. He's got Jeremy Pino with him, and he's still going here. Wow. Martinelli to keep it in play. It's towards Havertz. Great block. Martinelli doing all the hard yards. Havertz did well to bring it down, and a forceful effort towards goal, but Palace had players back, and eventually they will clear.
Wow, would have been one of the best assists we've seen all season as a yellow. Didn't think we'd see one today. Lewis Skelly gets it. Oh no, is it Jesus? Rather. But what a run. I thought he used the top of his shoulder to flick the ball over the defender, Gabriel Martinelli. So I don't know whether they'd have pulled that back or not, whether, you know, I don't think it would have been a handball. I think it was more the top of the shoulder. It was a really clever bit of skill, actually. And then the run was incredible. And Havertz is unlucky not to score because this is the moment.
Beres is coming on. And he is replacing Gabriel Jesus, who's just been booked. And, of course, scored Arsenal's opener today. 2 goals either side at half-time. Let's listen to this reception. But he's well loved here. I think everybody knew he was going to go in the summer. There was debate as to which North London club he was going to join, but I think it all worked out perfectly for him.
Yeah, it's a great ovation. Yeah, he deserved that. Yeah, that would have meant a lot to him, I'm sure.
This is Mitchell for Palace. Yeah, FA Cup winning goal, and did so well in his time here. Cardenas. And as they're being serenaded more by the Arsenal supporters than the Palace fans, which is certainly the right thing. Lerma, deep inside Crystal Palace territory. Back towards Henderson, thumps it long. So Havertz is playing as a striker now. This is Jeremy Pino, spins away from Mikel Merino, tries to prod it forward, loses out, then wins it back. Jadi Riyad, edge of the Palace penalty area of the game, and the pace of play has just dropped a little bit in the last 5 minutes or so. Elsewhere, Brighton 0, Manchester United 3, Burnley 1, Wolves 1, Palace 0, Arsenal 2 at Selhurst Park, as we know. Fulham 1, Newcastle 0, Liverpool 1, Brentford 1, Manchester City 1, Aston Villa 2, as Gessan breaks forwards here for Crystal Palace, tries to clip it inside the 6-yard box, but it's blocked and it's out for a corner. Just to complete the scores, Forest 1, Bournemouth 1, Sunderland 2, Chelsea 1, Spurs 1, Everton 1, and West Ham 1, Leeds 0. Sorry, 1-0.
Wishful thinking that, Dan.
It was, yeah.
If they do get one back now, that would be
well, he would be nervy, wouldn't it? Yeah, he would be. Strand Larsen off, and Jean-Philippe Mateta has been named in the France squad to come on. Good record against Arsenal. Mateta, 3 goals against the Gunners in his career. And a corner. Hughes to swing in near post. Kepa punches. Merino lets it bounce. And then runs into Hughes, plays it back. Gabriel to not long. Does look a bit ring rusty, doesn't he, Mikel Merino, I think?
Well, maybe.
To be expected.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not going to come back and be flying, but it won't take, I don't think it'll take him too long to get tuned up if Spain were to take a chance on him.
Chadiria. Klein. Right hand side is Cardenas. Flicked infield for Pino, cleared away by Miles Lewis Skelly. Gessan can't get there, Eza can. Loan from Villa, of course, Evian Gessan. Mosquera. Minutes remaining then here. This is Havertz. Now it's with Madueke to turn, flicks it infield. Merino plays it back. Now it's with Mosquera. Havertz. Still comfortable in possession. Well, there might be one or two that could start against Paris Saint-Germain that end up playing the full 90 here. Mosquera most certain to be one. Can't really see any other right-back situation, as we discussed in the first half. Miles Lewis Skelly could be another. Yep. If Adrian has his way.
Well, yeah, I think I would pick him, but yeah, look, it's 6 days. Yeah, they'll be absolutely fine. Oh, well played.
Martinelli shone in this second half. Does get the cross in. It's towards Kai Havertz, and he's flicked goalwards by Merino inside the 6-yard box. It was an awkward one for him, and the Spaniard flicks it over.
Well, yeah, he got his customary goal. Great run. Blistering play down that wing from Martinelli. He's been excellent second half. Havertz just volleys it across the face of goal, and it kind of just hits Merino, and it goes wide. Just seeing a replay on a monitor of this amazing run from Gabriel Martinelli. It was scintillating. And then it was a great block from Tariq Mitchell to deny Havertz what would have been a great goal, and definitely one of the best assists you'll have seen all season.
Just been announced to the Arsenal supporters, well, to everyone here, that Arsenal will be lifting the Premier League trophy at the end of the game. There'll be a little bit of a pause before that happens.
Yeah, going to get changed, aren't they, into the red kit, which I think is right.
Absolutely.
And they're, I think, at the same time, while Arsenal are getting changed, Palace do their lap of appreciation, and Glasner sort of says goodbye to Selhurst Park. You know, I think that's a good plan. But the strange feeling is, like, how many Palace fans will stay for Arsenal's trophy lift. It could be a near empty stadium, but for that very loud bunch in the corner.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when Paris Saint-Germain won the title, were they not allowed to lift the trophy at Paris FC on the final game of the season? I'd have to check that, but there was they weren't happy about it. They're very near neighbours. Quite sure what happened. Palace have possession, 10 minutes remaining. This is Guessin. Ball out of play, Cardenas wins a throw. West Ham lead by 2-0 now, but it's not going to be enough to save their Premier League lives, with Spurs currently leading against Everton. 13 minutes to go there at Tottenham. Oh, Madueke is down at the minute. I don't think it's too serious.
Yeah, maybe a bit of cramp. Is he feeling the top of his hammy there? Let's hope that's not something that will keep him out of next weekend. He doesn't seem too perturbed. Maybe a bit of tightness.
Yeah, it is the hamstring though, isn't it, that they are feeling? I thought initially it might just been a calf, but it is just feeling the hamstring at the moment. Just explaining to the physio what the situation is.
Yeah, it's prompted Victor Gyökeres to get changed. Look, I think if any of the players feel anything, even if it's the smallest of little bits of tightness, they will come off today. So I think that's probably very sensible from Noni Madueke. He knows he probably won't start in Budapest, but he's a good option for us on the bench, or off the bench.
Yeah, did win the World Club Championship with Chelsea, obviously, before coming to Arsenal. Didn't stay for the celebrations when Chelsea won that, but he's going to stay for this one. Don't worry. Changes for Arsenal then. Gyökeres, as Adrian mentioned, about to come on, and Madueke's match week 38 is completed, but let's hope, it's only minor.
Yeah, you can see what the lads are asking him.
Yeah, exactly. It's really good camaraderie. It's a brilliant group. Gyökeres on. 21 this season, all comps, 14 in the Premier League. It's a good return for a player. Look, I know he's played in England before, but not in the Premier League.
No, exactly. And look, the fact that he stayed off the pitch so long today, maybe that's an indication that Mikel will start in Paris. I wouldn't be shocked at all.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? I presume it's going to be Pacho and Marquinhos at the back for Paris Saint-Germain. Straight away, Gyökeres has forced an error. He's charged down an attempted clearance and raced on to pick up the loose ball, and he's coming forward inside the area. Gyökeres inside the box, eventually just runs it out of play, unfortunately.
Yeah, what a shame. Yeah, great piece of pressing. Superb. And then you think, well, can you whip it across the goal for Gabriel Martinelli at the far stick? Probably he should have done that. He's a little bit more greedy there and wanted the goal himself. And yeah, dropped a shoulder and they outmuscled him and win it on the goal line. So yeah, but good bright start for him. Bit of a lung opener.
Absolutely,
He's just come off the bench.
Come on.
Yeah.
I think he's looked fitter second half of the season.
Miles fitter. I don't know what happened, what's changed, but I think the last few weeks in particular, he's raised the level. And do you know what? The level that he's at the moment is a level that's absolutely good enough. He's offering more to the team. There he is again, holding it.
Again, really good play. Hold up play for Martinelli. Curls inside the area towards Eza, into the hands of Henderson.
Yeah. It'd be nice for Eza to get a goal. I think we know that he wouldn't celebrate, but he got the winner.
Yeah.
At home to Palace.
Yeah.
Lovely goal, wasn't it? And a really hard game that was. Palace were flying at that point, and Eza made something happen out of nowhere. Sort of a high-ish volley, wasn't there? He had to get his leg up to hit it. And it was the deciding goal, and that, turned out to be pretty important.
Pino for Crystal Palace over the halfway line, 5 minutes remaining. Moving from left to right, was giving it straight to Eza. That's the stretch for it though. Deveni will pick it up. Now it's with Klein. Fed infield, but Arsenal managed to win it back. Good from Havertz. Now it's with Gyökeres, tries to force it through for Havertz. Might get another go. That's good combative play from Victor. This is Martinelli playing right-hand side all of a sudden. Plays it back for Zubimendi, right back. Just inside Crystal Palace territory. Here is Marino to curl it through. Looking for Havertz, cleared away. And now Mateta, first touch I think for Mateta, challenged by Mosquera. Ball goes out for a Palace.
Yeah, old school Mateta with the old shirt tucked in.
Yeah, I'm not having that.
Like we used to in the old days. What do you mean you're not having it?
I'm not having it at all.
Why?
Are you having it?
Well, we used to have to. They told us to. You know, it's in the days where, you know, footballers did as they were told.
2026. I mean, you know.
We had to look smart back in the day. Plus the shirts were massive. They were absolutely enormous. But yeah, it's unusual to see the old tucked-in shirt these days. But yeah, not long left now. Not long to wait for that trophy lift. Iconic moment in our history around the corner.
All I see when I see Mateta, I'm getting Simon Cowell vibes.
Yeah, they're quite high. He's pulled the shorts up a bit, hasn't he?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that what you're not having?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure he'd be devastated to find out.
I don't know if boxers still do it, but I know that years ago, you know, the boxers used to always pull the trunks up as high as possible to try and con the refs that if there was a low blow, the trunks were up by, you know, the chest. But, you know, that there was a bit of madness, you know, there was sensible situation in that particular method, but I'm not having that. Which you'll score a couple later on. This is Hughes. Pino, Hughes again. Now it's with Mitchell left-hand side. Pino once more to curl in. It is Mateta to glance beyond Kepa. And Crystal Palace have got one back.
Yeah, no clean sheet then today. Yeah, gets a little nick on that. Well, it hasn't been coming. They've really offered very little threat all day. But I'll tell you what, the ball in from Pino is terrific. And he does just get behind Christian Mosquera here too easily. Mosquera's not strong enough in the duel. And he sneaks in behind. And it's a really good flick header. Kepa doesn't read it, doesn't anticipate that. He's quite low, he's quite small in his goal. And he flicks it over him into that far corner. I don't think Palace really deserve it, but it's a nice moment for the home faithful.
Yeah. Note to self, tuck your shirt in.
You called it though, didn't you? You said, oh, checking for offside. And he didn't, to the naked eye, didn't look offside. But let's see.
He looked like he was on, but we've not seen a replay. And there's Mateta netted for the 12th time this season. Yes, he has.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Yeah. Now Mateta, just for a split second, the referee was going to have another look at that, but he didn't. Didn't have a look at the monitor. Just got the word from the referee. Everything was okay. Good ball in from Pino as well.
Oh, it's a really good ball. Yeah. Really good. Yeah, City have equalised, by the way, 2-2. Foden. Seven minutes.
Well, 7 more minutes for the Arsenal fans to enjoy here. And for the Palace fans to endure.
Yeah, it's one of those days where maybe this is a Champions League dead rubber. They just call it off on the 90.
Pino breaking forward, edge of the area, inside the box, pulls the trigger, good block, has another goal, and scores! I can't believe this. 2-2 in the blink of an eye. Pino, 1 assist, 1 goal, we're all level.
Oh, what a shame. I mean, it's a good finish. Really persistent play from Jeremy Pino. And the atmosphere was just pretty flat all day. It's suddenly come up. Is there an offside here? Is there a flag that's gone up? I think there might be.
Yeah.
Someone hasn't told the tannoy guy or the DJ.
There's a lot of fans around us that are still celebrating.
Let's have a look at this. Ah, yeah. Well, Gesson is offside in the way of the goalie. Does it come off him? Comes off him. Comes off him.
Yeah, it's a really good call, good spot. And it will not stand.
Yeah.
And Arsenal still lead by 2 goals.
Yeah, you can't give those, I'm afraid.
No, I mean, it's debatable whether it comes off him or not. Is he standing in the keeper's eye line? But it hits him.
It hits him, and he hits him.
And he's offside.
In an offside position. Yeah, it's a clear. It's a clear. That deflection actually was crucial in the way it took it past Kepa.
I think he would have saved it.
Yeah.
It's not the highest ball.
Yeah, I think he would have it.
Flicks up and goes, you know, takes a different path.
Yeah. No, great decision from the referee, from the assistant actually. So, well played. We can breathe easy. Still winning this game. Aren't we?
Well, after a call from the assistant on this near side, just wanting to get confirmation. Yeah, it has been disallowed. Yeah, it was just a little bit of a pause before we restarted there.
Yeah. I was like, surely you can't allow that goal. Anyway, 2-1. We want to finish with the win.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just fantastic to see those Arsenal fans in the corner. They're the lucky ones, aren't they? They'll get to a bird's eye view of Martin Odegaard lifting the Premier League trophy aloft. Oh. Yeah, there's a lot of Arsenal fans in and around the area. I wonder if there are many dotted around the stadium, whether they snuck in or not.
Arsenal have got a corner. Left-hand side. High towards the back post where Marino is stationed, and the ball just bounces away. Well, I make it another 3 minutes remaining. We might have another one, given the fact that we had that stoppage.
Oh, City's goal was disallowed as well. So that one, yeah, they're still behind.
Marino claiming handball against Mitchell, not given. Yeah, so it's not going to be a winning farewell for Pep Guardiola. And then Pino is caught. It's going to be a free kick against Havertz.
Yeah, the atmosphere's gone up a gear last 10 minutes because Palace have put a little bit more fight into it.
Last couple of minutes. Glasner speaking with Mikel Arteta. I'm quite sure what about. Mikel's not too far. Free kick for Palace, launched towards the far post and Klein flicked away. Zubimendi.
Yeah, I noticed before the game they're really cordial with each other, Oliver Glasner and Mikel Arteta. A lot of respect between those two. And it's just good to see Mikel smiling so much. Obviously he's got every right to, but yeah, I think it's nice for Mikel that there was no stress in this particular game.
Palace have got a throw. Long from Cardenas to the edge of the 6-yard box. Gabriel will nod away. Cardenas again. here for Klein. Flick for Cardenas once more. Good touch.
That's a good player, Cardenas.
Yeah, he's looked all right, isn't he? Curls the ball inside the area. Bit of a chance here, but the header. And I think Chadi Riyad easily saved. It was an awkward one because he was coming back from goal. Thrown out for Mikel Merino. Here is Havertz over the halfway line.
Oh, he's
flick through here. Gyökeres. Oh, misses the target. Big chance for Victor to make it 3-1.
He should have scored. The angle was fairly tight, but even so, nice slip pass from Havertz. Good run. Yeah, I think from that position you would expect him to bury that bottom corner. It's just always swerving away from the far corner, unfortunately, from Victor Gyökeres. That would have been the icing on the cake.
Arsenal fans want the whistle. As it stands, Manchester City still behind.
So as it stands, Sunderland are in Europe?
Yeah. So are Brighton and Bournemouth, but not in the Champions League. Just Europa League for Bournemouth and Sunderland, Conference League for Brighton.
West Ham are won 3-0, but it does look like they're heading down.
This is Martinelli. Into the path of Zubimendi. And back towards Mosquera. Here's Kepa. Teta is chasing everything hard. Kepa will find Zubimendi. Just about controls under pressure from Mitchell, and then Mikel Merino looking for Victor Gyökeres.
Oh, he's done
Can he
well.
get away from Lerma? He's done well. Looks for Havertz. Ezra is there. Great save from Henderson. Eza in the 97th minute. Denied. Here he is again, though.
Oh, that would have been some way to sign off on this season.
That is full time. Arsenal, Premier League champions for the 14th time, complete their schedule with a win south of the river. A 2-1 success at the end. Oliver Glasner's side beaten 2 goals either side of half-time from Jesus and Madueke. Mateta with a late consolation for Palace, who did have a goal disallowed deep into added on time. But the Gunners finished their Premier League schedule with a success that at the moment will see them win the title by 7 points in the end and amass a total bigger than Liverpool's last season. The Gunners have been the best team in England this campaign, and they finished their season with success.
Yeah, look, it's been a magnificent season, an absolute pleasure to commentate on these games. You know, we've been phenomenal, so consistent, and it's nice, I think, today to sign off with a good performance and a nice victory, and hopefully everyone's come through it unscathed nicely, so they're in good nick for Budapest next week. So yeah, really nice last day at the office, and we can all look forward now to that iconic trophy lift.
Yeah, stay with us online from M5, because we're sticking in South London for more of the celebrations. From an Arsenal perspective, obviously from a Palace point of view, they'll have their lap of appreciation, but you will get to see Martin Odegaard lift the trophy in front of those Arsenal supporters.
Oh, that's magnificent.
Yeah, that is really good. Well, we hope around about 15-20 minutes time. Stay with us. We're going to hand you back to Joseph and Nicole for now, but we'll be back at Selhurst Park for you very shortly indeed. Full time here is finished. Crystal Palace 1, Arsenal 2.
Absolutely iconic. Look at that at Selhurst Park. from the Arsenal. You love to see it. You feeling good in here? Saka, our star boy with a massive smile on his face. I mean, in the final minute or so, we could see the boys standing there. They were ready to run on, weren't they, Jay Chubb?
Yeah, they were excited, buzzing. You could see them, all the ones that didn't come onto the pitch were getting into their full kit, ready to run on there. Oh man, what a moment. Tommy Setford, what a guy, look at that.
And I love that they've run straight over, of course, to the Arsenal supporters that are there away at Crystal Palace. And I mean, you can hear them singing. You can see them holding up flags, holding up scarves. I love watching this.
Get ready,
What they're about to do here. All the players as well. Look, I know we all. They've got the baby in it. We would have loved to see this here at home at Emirates Stadium, of course. So I'm so happy that those supporters there, that the Arsenal players, Mikel Arteta, everyone there can have this moment with our supporters there, celebrate with them, sing along, look at the smiles on their faces, and Gabrielle wiping the sweat away because it is very hot. Us just standing around talking and we're boiling. They must be so hot. Yeah, imagine being there. It would just be absolutely brilliant. And these are the scenes outside Emirates Stadium.
This is right now, live and direct. Look at the vibes.
I love the babies.
Here we go. Baby doesn't know that it's part of history now. I mean, look at this. This is incredible.
Back to Mikel. I love the back and forth. Now back to Mikel at Selhurst Park.
And he's letting them have their moment.
Yes. You know what?
I mean?
I think it's been brilliant from Mikel because, of course, this is down to him. Like his hard work, everything that he's done for this club over the past few years. But he's got that grace to let the players have their moment, and then he's of course going to celebrate with him, and then we're back to Emirates. Now we're back to Selhurst Park. We can't keep up. But I think we're just trying to show everyone at home, all the Gooners around the world, the scenes that are happening across London at Selhurst Park, here outside Emirates Stadium. The amount of supporters that have gathered that are singing. Go on, son, you sing it out loud.
Yeah, the shirts are out, off, they've got the tattoos, everybody's celebrating. Look, outside the stadium is pandemonium, and this, by the way, guys, you have to remember, is just after the final whistle. This isn't even after an hour or two, the trophy hasn't been lifted yet. This is just, again, once again, Tuesday repeating itself. The Arsenal fans are mobilising, everybody's there. I mean, what a day. The sun has shined on our beautiful country, on our beautiful club, and today's the day we're going to be lifting that Premier League trophy, and we deserve it. So
yes, come on, Arsenal.
come on,
Champions! Right here. Oh, look at that. Out in full voice, right outside Emirates Stadium, where we are, by the way, and I have no doubt that we'll all be collectively running outside once we've seen the trophy lift happen at Selhurst Park. And we're going to go and join in the celebrations, aren't we? Right?
1,000,000,000%. And the beautiful thing about this all, right, guys, again, they're going to lift the trophy at Selhurst Park, right? Everybody could have easily gathered in and around South London and been in and around that space. But they've chosen to come right here at the Emirates because it's where our base is, and they're gonna make a scene. And we deserve to make a scene. I'm seeing the flares, I'm seeing the red smoke, I'm seeing everybody run around. I want to see backflips. I want to see everything today because we're champions.
We are champions. And what I love in your content and a lot of supporters' content is we've kind of run with the joke of Arsenal supporters being unbearable and gloating and enjoying it. And we're going to be like this all summer, aren't we?
1,000,000,000%. I have zero plans to slow down as well.
I'm going to do nothing but make content.
This is it forever now, you know. And if you let us get close to that Champions League. You let me touch that Champions League. Cancel the World Cup. Cancel the World Cup, because we're not going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about Arsenal and the key players that go into the World Cup. I'm talking about Bukayo Saka, Eberechi. We're talking about Noni Madueke. We're talking about Declan Rice. That's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear about any of the other players. We'll support the country, but we're going to support our players first. It's as simple as that.
Shall we speak a bit about the second half that we saw? Yeah, because, again, there was a game going on today. It was nice that we did get the win in the end, because it was a little bit nervy towards the end. I don't know about you, Jay Charm. It felt like, oh, maybe we just kind of zoned out a little bit, slightly switched off, because the game was in our hands, very much in our control. We've won the Premier League already. So I think that's maybe what just happened right at the end.
100%. I also think that Arteta made a couple of changes that probably, I wouldn't say disrupted, because it was a completely new lineup anyway, so there's lots of players and combinations that we weren't really used to seeing. We're seeing, again, Zubimendi, Mars Lewis-Skelly playing in midfield, again with Max Dowman, and then that's getting changed up a little bit. We're seeing the introduction of, you know, Gyökeres coming on the pitch. He was playing with Kai Havertz. There was some familiarity, but there was also quite a lot of changes that players needed to kind of settle into. So I'm not surprised by it. I think, again, like, it's a game where you just need to see it out. Let's not do too much. I don't think any of the fans on our side, and actually on Crystal Palace's side, is going crazy saying, put your all into this. I think it was just more of a, just see it out. There are a few nervy moments and a few, you know, switch off situations which we can allow, because, again, we're champions. You're allowed to do that.
Say it again.
But, you know, we're champions. So you get that pass. But, yeah, I think overall, like, it's just one of those days where it's just like no injuries, we keep our beautiful record again, no red cards, you know, no penalties given away, and, like, you know, this club, we're just that club, aren't we? We're just that good. We're just that good.
Look at the smile on your face. Should we talk about Noni Madueke, because he got the second goal, which was really nice to see, and it was a nice goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Noni Madueke put in a brilliant performance today. Another player, by the way, that beautiful storyline, right? We have to remember there was a lot of controversy when we signed him, right? There were a small subset of individuals who weren't backing the signing. There was things, you know, that didn't necessarily excite a lot of the fan base, right? But there were so many of us that were like, no, back him. He is the player for us. He's come in clutch for us so many times. When Saka was injured, there were performances that he put in on that right-hand side that was phenomenal, and he deserves to be a Premier League winner. He's come to the right side of London to do that, right? And, you know, he had to come to the right side of London. I mean, look at that already. There you go.
Guys, we're not leaving. We're not getting out of here. Wow. This is amazing. I mean, this is exactly what I think everyone was expecting to see, but wow, that is incredible. It's like a festival, isn't it? That atmosphere, the jubilation, the party scenes right here at Emirates Stadium, they are waiting for us. We're going to be going out there singing, chanting. I cannot wait. It looks so exciting out there.
So exciting.
But, Jay Chan, what you were saying there about Noni is a great point, and we started a live show from the training ground this season, and myself and Frimmy have been on the sofas chatting to our players from the men's team and the women's team, and we spoke to Noni, and he was very honest about when he joined the club. And, you know, obviously they see what people are saying on social media, they know what's being said, they know what's going on, and he said, you know, that happened. But the reception, the love that he's felt from the Arsenal supporters since he then joined has been brilliant, and it was just really honest and a really good conversation, and I'm just really happy for him, because he has been a really big part, I think, of the success this season.
No, absolutely. I mean, again, an incredible deputy to Bukayo Saka. He's come in, and there's so many important games. One that comes to mind, a Champions League screamer that he scored. Do you remember that against Club Brugge? Like, games where we needed just that little bit of individual quality, he showed up. And I think, again, just like all of those players, he absolutely deserves to be a Premier League winner today. And so, man, shout out to Noni, man. It was a wonderful finish.
Yeah, for sure. You've got the microphone here. We have a second one. I was going to say, it's gone. It's lost. It's partying outside of the stadium, but it's over there. How are we feeling? What did you think of that game overall?
Unbelievable. And it's funny, Noni obviously got the second goal. So you've got Noni getting that, but you've got a possibly departing player in Jesus, who was one of the ones that kicked this all off, who got the first goal. Noni's now got 7 this season. You look at that goal against Brentford, that was a big, big point that he got. That was a beautiful header in that game. So many of the things he's got in his game are just so coachable, and it's just such a joy to see him having these moments. And he just looks so at home at this club. He just never felt right at Chelsea. And it was an Arsenal scout put him into Spurs all those years ago. He should have been at Arsenal 20 years ago as a kid. He's finally home. He's where he belongs. And I just see him going to more and more heights at this football club.
Yeah, absolutely. You've done quite well with your predictions this season, haven't you?
I've done all right, Nicole. So, yeah. The last time I was here, sitting beside Jay, and I said we have to win 3-0. I didn't quite mean that. I went to say something else, but then I doubled down like Gary Neville and just went for it. And we won 3-0. Gyökeres scored in the last minute to beat Sunderland. And then today I said that set-piece goal is going to hit hard when it goes in. I just knew it was coming, and up until Burnley, it had been a while since we had scored from a set piece. So I feel like they've been coming back. They've been overdue. So it's nice to get those predictions right, because I don't usually do them unless I'm on this show. So yeah, buzzing. But champions, that's the main thing. Absolutely over the moon. Can't believe it.
I think you should probably play the lottery tomorrow.
Man, the thing is, if I do that, there's no hope.
We should also say that Ebbs almost got a goal when we were watching it in here together. Like, come on, this would be, like we said earlier on, the cherry on top of the icing, on top of the lovely cake.
Yeah.
Didn't quite happen.
Yeah, and the thing is, we're going to see so much talk about that moment, and people are going to say he didn't want to score.
Yeah.
I mean, it's poetic. Like, I personally wouldn't have wanted him to score like that. You know, I would have loved to see him celebrate, but I think deep down, I don't know if he really wanted it as well. But again, that's just rhetoric from fans and what we believe. But the reality was, Gyökeres did a brilliant job down that right-hand side and like worked really, really hard, and it was a brilliant ball in. And I thought, oh my gosh, Ez has gone back to Selhurst Park and he's going to end it here. Couldn't believe it. If he did score, imagine the chaos. Imagine the pandemonium. He's gone back to his boyhood, to the club that really gave him that chance in the Premier League. He's, like, we can wax lyrical about this kid forever, but he didn't score. But he played all right, and at the end of the day, he's a Premier League winner. You know what I mean? He's a Premier League winner, so that's all that matters today.
Shall we do a player of the match? Maybe do a little poll. So 3 players. So if we have 3 different options, who are you going for? Jay Charm, you can have the first one.
Who am I going for in this game? I am going to go for Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go for a Gabriel Jesus.
Lots of nods in here,
I think he missed a couple of chances, but you gotta understand he was in the right spaces for those chances, and he did get that moment, and he did get that goal, that important goal to really break the deadlock at that point. And I just think his contribution today, he worked really hard, he worked his socks off. Could be an easy game to just walk into and not try and play, especially for someone like him where there's questions about his future at the club. He could have just gone in and just been like, it's whatever. But again, he played with his whole heart, he played with everything, and he deserves it for me.
Yeah, I think that's quite fair. Any other shouts?
Martinelli? But I would personally give a special shout out to Martin Zubimendi. I thought he was very short today. There's been a lot of critics from the second part of the season. He hasn't been performing well, but you must forget he's been really, really colossal from the first half of the season, and I thought he was a metronome from then. And obviously he dipped in and out of form, and he's come in today after not playing for a while, and he's really assured the midfield, and he's managed to do a shift at right back, and we should give him a lot of props today. I thought Zubimendi was really, really cool today.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Martinelli, do you want to fight for Gabby?
Yeah, a bit like what you said about Jesus with the nature of the game, it being kind of walking pace, players on the beach or preparing for a final. Martinelli was the one that was, some of those runs that he made, he covered a long, long distance, and then he had the composure at the other end to skip past his man or put a cross in, and that's something, again, Martinelli's been criticised for some of these things, and today he looked like someone who was fighting for his place for next week, because let's face it, Martinelli is Champions League heritage. We know that name. Whenever he scores, it's Martinelli, the commentary. He's got a lot of history in that competition, and I think he's going to be looking at that game and saying, I've done enough to at least come off the bench. Mikel, trust me, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Any other players that particularly stood out for anyone?
I'm going to go with Mustika, actually. Martinelli obviously got the assist, but Mustika started that off with the pass into Max Dowman, and I think he played the whole game as well. So, yeah, obviously we did concede, but I didn't think he had a lot of a part to play in that, so I think he had a strong performance.
Okay. A few shouts there. How important...
Who would you go for?
Oh, who would I go for? Good question. I'd probably say Jesus, but I wonder if that's also because of like the story and the feelings. And
It's
I've
a bit romantic.
Yeah, and I've been at the club for a few years now, and so I've worked with Jesus a couple of times, and I don't know whether it's more like personal sort of, and really happy to see him get that goal, and he was trying, he was really trying to get it. So when he got it, you're like, yeah. And I think the story's really nice. So I'm giving it to Jesus. No, we can all decide, but maybe we'll give it to Jesus. The importance though of the win. Look, we were saying earlier on pre-match that we've won the Premier League title already. That this game didn't really matter, but it's still important, actually, to put in a good performance and walk away with a win, isn't it, ahead of this weekend?
100%. It doesn't matter. Like, at every level, this is the beautiful thing about the beautiful game of football. At every single level, it does something to you emotionally, right? You want to win games. Every win since I was 4, since whatever level, right? My nephews, my nieces, my kids, when I watch them, I'm screaming like I'm watching the Premier League players doing their job, right? And when you think about how our players are setting themselves up going into a Champions League final, what better way to go into that final with a win? It's that confidence, it's that energy, that assurance that it's like, no, we're champions, we deserve to be champions, and actually we've just come back off of a win with our second team, which is still a strong team, by the way, but we've come away here with the W. Let's go to Budapest and let's get the W there as well. Do you know what I mean? It's that momentum. We always talk about momentum. We spoke about it with, Pep's been a serial winner. We know that he's leaving the country finally. So, do you know what I mean? So we should hopefully dominate now. But he's obsessed with winning, and it's and you can see it with Arteta. This whole game, you've seen how he's been coaching in the smallest of details. He's not forgotten any of the players. It's not like he's just gone, here, you go have a run out. He's still coaching every single person to every little detail, which creates that mentality. I am a winner. So go into that game against PSG with a win is huge, and I think it contributes to the momentum that we've already got. Yeah, I think momentum's so important in football. Also, by the way, wherever you are watching, we are of course going to be heading straight back to Selhurst Park as soon as they are doing the trophy lift, so stick with us, you will not miss it. I want to know how you all are feeling in here right now, because we've said we are Premier League champions. I don't know if it's sunk in yet. I know some of us are waiting for the trophy lift for it to maybe hit home. And how proud are you of this team, of Mikel, of the Arsenal?
I think for me, you can see from the weather's prophetic fallacy right now. On top of the world is absolutely amazing. The story of how Mikel came in and, what he's done with his team, what he's created with this team, and, us getting so close for the last 3 seasons, and to him to finally get that over the line just for a Champions League final as well. It's honestly beautiful. It's a beautiful story, and I couldn't be happier and I couldn't be prouder to wear the badge that I'm wearing to the Arsenal.
Juno said it perfectly. I just want to see the players lift the trophy, because I don't think it'll probably sink in until they actually lift it. It's just an incredible feeling. I'm buzzing. Don't know what to say, really.
I think we're all just a bit like in shock still. It's been so long. I still feel like, because it's been so long and we've come so close, have we actually done it? Have we? Is someone playing a trick on us? Have we actually done it? And like while we're in here, I feel like I can actually hear people outside. I know that sounds a bit mad. But it's like, it's a coming together of so many people who have put so much into it. And I think that's why it's so special and why we're all a bit like in anticipation, because everyone's energy has been on edge the last month.
Yeah.
Everyone has been waiting for this, building up to it. Every time people said, oh, you're running away with it, we all went, oh, no, I don't know, please don't jinx us, don't jinx us. They didn't jinx us, guys. We've actually won it. And it still feels like someone's gonna take it away until we see the lift. I'm like, have we actually? But I think it's just amazing. The feeling in the room here, the feeling outside, the feeling all week has been mad. And let me just say to all those people that bantered us, all of you now want to come to our parade next week? See you later.
It's also such a special group of players, isn't it? And we've kind of been able to see their journey, and we made a lot of new signings who have made such an impact. But we get to see glimpses of how close they are and the togetherness that they do have. And you can really feel that with this group, can't you?
Absolutely, and I think Mikel is the one that brings all that together. You see everything pre-match, post-match. He is the catalyst for everything. And one thing I'd like to say as well is people talk about faith and everything in this team. You didn't need faith. Mikel Arteta has amassed more points than any other team, any other manager over the last 4 years. The evidence was smacking everyone in the face. This was always going to happen. It wasn't when, it wasn't if, it was when this was going to happen. We have an elite manager and we've got an elite squad, and this football club has been transformed in 6 years. It's unbelievable. I think I probably will cry when Mikel lifts the title, but that for me is the one. Saka obviously is going to hit hard for every single Arsenal fan, but Mikel, he is the one that made us dream, and he's delivered that dream. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, for a manager that has had a lot of criticism, I think there hasn't been a manager in the Premier League at a top club that has received this much criticism for a club that's been doing so well. Like, they just nearly, man, they've been making tifos of him. They've been, you know, any little innovative idea. Like, he's someone that tries new things. And when you're, you know, chasing success or chasing the big thing, you need to try new things to get the best out of your team. But every time he tried, it was documented and everybody latched onto it. Look at what they're trying. He's doing this weird, different thing. He's strange and it's odd. But it's not anymore, right? We're always, I always say, we're always on the line of being a nutcase or a genius, right? And that's the line. There is no synergy, because Pep Guardiola was doing all the same things, but no one said anything because he's allowed to do it. He's won. But Arteta, well, win a Premier League because you guys keep on finishing second. So you're absolutely right. You're on the money. He deserves this so much after what he's been through at this club, what he's battled through in terms of changing the culture. He had to uproot so much negativity and just bring back this, I mean, getting a ticket to a game is a nightmare sometimes. Like, just being in and around it is so difficult now, but when you are, you can feel it. It's palpable. Everyone believes and expects us to be the top. We need to win. We didn't have that expectation 6 years ago. We didn't. We were like, we're happy with Champions League. We're happy with improving marginally. The last 3 years, we've been in a situation where we're standing up and saying, we need to win. We have to win. And that feeling alone for a manager to come and do that is a humongous job. And now he's got it over the line as well, so now he's silenced the haters and they can hold that, and now he's also a Premier League winning manager.
Exactly, and it's that resilience, and also I feel like we have quite a few leaders in this team, the likes of Declan Rice, and that moment that is now so iconic.
It's not done.
Where he's on the floor saying that it's not done, it's not over, and he genuinely meant that and felt it, and hey look, he was right. And I was really lucky in the week. I got to host a Q&A with Mikel here, and Rich Garlick, our CEO, and James, who's Director of Football Operations, and it was incredible for me to be able to be speaking to them. Amazing. And the atmosphere was brilliant, and we opened up the Q&A to people in the room for Mikel, and someone said to him, the question started and I was a bit like, oh no, and he was like, you know, after the Manchester City loss, I was like, oh no, where's this going? And he was saying, you know, I thought, this Arsenal supporter said, I thought it was done. I thought, you know, did you honestly think that? How did you feel? How did you get back from that? And Mikel was like, I was so sure after that, because of the performance, because of everything around it, I was so sure it was going to happen for us and we would win, and we would win the Premier League. And he was so confident in that. And I just think he's such a brilliant leader, and the culture at the club, the personalities in the dressing room now. I think we've had the talent the past few years to get to this point, to win a major trophy, but it's also the mentality side of it, that resilience and everything around what has been built at Arsenal that I think has just been so special and made the difference this season, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I was touching back on your point, after that City game when we lost to them at the Etihad, I spoke to Thierry on Instagram straight away. I was like...
Hold on, just to confirm, which Thierry?
Thierry Henry. Whoa, buddy.
I mean, that was such a casual
love you,
yeah, like, I was just saying to him, I was like, I was even more convinced after that loss that we were going to go and win it. And it's finally happened after 22 years, which is still not hitting me yet. But yeah, I was so convinced after that, because our performance after the 3 games in a row that we dropped points in, like, just looking at the way we played from the start to finish, just everything clicked together in that game, and it just grew my confidence even more, saying like, we're actually going to go and win it now. But obviously back a few games ago, it just seemed impossible because we're in the middle of the title race. But doing it after 22 years, it just means a lot to me, because my lucky number's 2.
Oh, I know.
So, and it's the same sequence as 2002.
Oh, okay.
So, just after 22 years, it's unbelievable for me, because I even told my mum, she's watching now.
Oh. Hey, Mum!
Yeah, I told my mum that, you know, 22 years, I told her the whole sequence of us coming second 3 times in a row. And yeah, just to, I can't even speak. Yeah. I literally told her, if we do it, my whole storyline is going to be completed. And the fact that we went to Selhurst and started the story at Selhurst, and now we've ended it at Selhurst, and we're about to lift it after 22 years, yeah. I'm shaking now.
Does it make it that bit more special that, look, I know the past few seasons have been a lot. It's been stressful, anxiety-inducing, and coming so close has been so hard. But does it, in a way, make this that bit sweeter? Because it's been coming, it's been building, and then we finally got it over the line.
Absolutely. If you think about our own individual achievements in life, like the ones that we've enjoyed the most have always come with the biggest test or the biggest challenge before it, right? I think if it was just easy and we just walked it, I don't think we would have enjoyed it as much as we do. But the amount, I think everybody, this one feels so special, not just because of the significance around the 22 years, it's the hard work that these players have put in. I mean, there's only 2 games that we were outrun in this whole Premier League campaign, and those ones, I think it was against Manchester City in the Carabao Cup, and another game where we dropped points against Bournemouth, I think it was. And you just think these boys put their everything into it, and you could see it. So there would have never have been a complaint from me in any way, shape or form with the effort from this team. And I think that is the most important attribute in life, effort. This team transcends football. Everything they've done has transcended football. That, like, they can go home and be certain, put their heads down to rest and say, we made history at the biggest club in London.
What is it then that is so special about this group of players?
I think every single player has played a part in this win. Like, you know, sometimes in Premier League winning teams, you have sort of one star player that, you know, has like 20 assists or whatever. But every single player has stepped up when we needed them to. So whether it was Madueke stepping in for Saka, whether it was sorry. I'm actually gonna get emotional.
This is what it's all about.
Like Gabriel Saliba, Raya, just special players. Declan Rice, Saka coming through, taking us through to the final of the Champions League. Just all different players coming through at different moments. It's just the most teamiest team I've ever seen. I love that.
The teamiest team.
Martinelli with Champions League. Like Martinelli with Champions League. I'm so emotional. It's really emotional.
There's been an extra player this season, and it's because of what Mikel has created. All of us as fans, I've never felt such togetherness. We have been the extra player, and we all deserve it because we've put everything. The games where I've cried because we've lost, like literally been bawling my eyes out, not spoken to anyone. The games where we've cried because we've won, like the day out at Wembley, even though we didn't win. These things were so special, and we've all been there along the way, and not one of us has lost faith. And I think us as a team, ourselves as fans, has been that extra person this year, and it feels so good to be all of us together and hearing the fireworks outside is mad during the day. That's
fireworks
insane.
outside Emirates Stadium. We'll be joining them shortly. You were just talking.
I wouldn't change it for the world.
Yeah.
Just everything, even through the ups and downs, the blips, you know, everyone sort of thought we were going to bottle it, but we didn't, and it was actually City who did, really. Like, we didn't need... We literally just watched it from our sofas and just, I don't know, man, just seeing that, it was just amazing. It was just incredible.
You were talking about Gabby Martinelli there, and we can actually hear from him now.
Gabby, we've just completed our title-winning season. How do you feel right now?
Yeah, it feels amazing. Winning the Premier League is something that we've been trying to do for the past few years, and we did it this year. I mean, it's down to everyone in this football club, not just the players or the staff, it's the fans and every single person that works in the training ground, the stadium. Everyone deserves this moment, and everyone is part of it.
How nice is it to finish with a win here at Selhurst Park, especially going into next week?
Yeah, I mean, it just gives us more confidence, and we played with a different team today. It's good for the ones that wasn't playing much to get some game time. It was good for me, for sure. It was good for Gabi Jesus over there as well. So yeah, we're happy to win the game and to enjoy the game as well.
You've been here right from the start since Mikel Arteta came in. It must feel so special to you to have lived through all the ups and the downs and finally see us climb to the top of the mountain.
Yeah, I mean, I got here even first than him, so it's something that I always talk about. And I got here 7 years ago, and winning this title today, it's something that I've been dreaming of, and it's a pleasure for me to play for Arsenal. And winning this title is something that means a lot to everyone, and for me, it's even more. It means so much to me.
How have the celebrations been since Tuesday? They look like a lot of fun.
Yeah, of course, we've been trying to enjoy, but of course we know we had this game today, and we've got a big one coming up next week, so we have to enjoy, but we have to be ready for the games.
Yeah, it's a chance for you to be English champion and European champion. That'd be a dream, wouldn't it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we want to win everything that we can. We are in the final. It's just one game, and we go for it.
Oh, lovely to hear from Gabby Martinelli there.
What a guy.
So well. What a guy. And he was obviously talking there about the small matter of the UEFA Champions League final this weekend. Oh, I mean, honestly, for the players, it will be so crazy to have this elation, the celebrations that they've obviously had this week, and we've all seen all the images and videos from that, which have been brilliant. And then today, you know, it's such a high, and then they will have to somehow find a way of composing themselves and kind of getting their feet back on the ground, and then switching their thinking this week to that huge final. I mean, that must be quite tough to do.
Yeah, 100%. But this is why I'm actually quite glad that we won it, like, you know, back on Tuesday, because they can get that celebration in, and it then gives them a bit of time to have a bit of respite. We've won this now. Now the celebrations can be tamed, we can enjoy, we can go out, but then we've got a week of just complete and utter focus. We're ready now to lock in. What do we need to work on tactically? It might even be rest. It might actually be that you have a couple of days off before you go into preparation, but I'm glad that they got to really kind of enjoy properly, you know, if they like to drink or they go out or whatever, you know what I mean? A little tipple here and there, do you know what I mean? If they wanted to enjoy that, that's out of the way. But now we have got the Champions League final to prepare for. And the great thing about this is as well, which is what I was just thinking about as you're speaking, is that we can all go in as fans without that pressure. We've won the Premier League, and so it's not going to feel tense. Yes, is it going to be a challenging game? 1,000,000,000%, it's a Champions League final. But the support that we're going to give isn't going to be rooted in nerves. It isn't going to be rooted in, oh my gosh, what if? It's just going to be rooted in just pure, utter belief in the boys, because they've earned it. They've won the Premier League already, so now we can go free and they can hopefully play with that freedom that, you know, we all know technically they're all incredible. And so, yeah, fingers crossed we go in and actually do the job. And, yeah, you let me near that Champions League, you know what I'm saying? You know, we don't want to touch it.
How important, then, is this Premier League title for that belief and confidence and momentum for the boys heading into that Champions League final?
Absolutely massive. We go in champions of England versus champions of France. That alone is a huge thing in the build-up, the tunnel, everything. I don't know if you guys, you probably have, everyone's watched all the content this week.
All the content.
Declan Rice, one of his interviews, he said that everyone felt free. And the word free, and that was such a, I think, like, particular choice of word that it's been hanging over them. Even if you see the phone call he got from Crouchy and his pod, when he's like, we did think at one point it can't happen again. That has to have lingered over the players, and I think that freedom and that belief now, 10 feet tall, go out against PSG. And by the way, how mad is it? We've just won the Premier League, and now we're talking about Champions League final. Been 22 years of winning a title, and now we're talking about the Champions League. It is crazy. And yeah, I think it's going to be huge next week. It's going to be massive. Just every player's going to be so confident, full of belief. And yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, we've been talking about the celebrations on Tuesday night, and I know, J-Charm, I know you were here outside Emirates Stadium until the early hours, right?
Until the early hours of the morning.
Making friends,
I
having
had the
people.
school run, in the morning.
Yeah, was that nice?
It was interesting, to say the least. I almost got lost on the way to the school, but that's fine. They got there safely, and that's the most important thing, you know?
Well, you just, like, in that moment, I have to, I mean, you said earlier that you were playing five-side football, right?
Yeah,
and you just dropped everything and ran, got on a train, got to London, got to Emirates Stadium. Is that because you were just like, this is iconic, I have to be here?
Well, look, in, God willing, 60 years from now, if I'm still around, right, I'm going to be able to tell, hopefully, my grandkids or whatever have you not, or when it's spoken about, because it is history, right, I'm going to be able to say, I was there that night. I'm going to be able to look at pictures and be like, I was stood over here, almost playing Where's Wally with my children and my children's children, trying to find out where I was. I'll be able to tell you what it smelt like, you know, how it felt, like the atmosphere, what colours were up in the air and smoke, and just being part of that history is something that I just didn't want to miss out on. And just even again, back to the international fans and all the fans who couldn't make it for whatever reason, they are part of it. They are going to remember exactly where they were when they found out the news that Arsenal were Premier League champions. And, you know, they're about to get ready now and bring it out. But, oh, what, I've still got goosebumps. I'm getting scared. Like, I'm just like, I don't know how to process this. But, I mean, they deserve it so much. And celebrating with this incredible fan base has been one of the greatest experiences of my life.
Yeah, I mean, what a season. You can see behind us on the screen that they are currently building the stage. They're setting up for Arsenal to get on there at Selhurst Park and to lift the Premier League trophy. This is what we have been waiting for over 20 years. It's been such a long time since we had this moment. And the past few seasons, the past few years, this is what we've been building towards. This is what we've all seen. We've all known that we've been capable of. what we've just been waiting for. And it does just feel like the right time, the right moment, the right group, doesn't it?
1000%. And I don't know if you guys remember it. I think it would have been not last season, the season before. We actually remember watching them. There's pictures of ours being built again to be like, just in case we won it on the last day of the season. That is how close we were. And Arteta from the very beginning has always said this is about margins, fine margins, and he's a 1% manager. How can we improve just that little bit more? But this time we won it, and we won it comfortably. I don't know about comfortably, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
The season then, the emotional rollercoaster of a season, or have you been just quite solid throughout, confident?
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. Whilst it's been a rollercoaster for emotions, I have been so confident that we were going to win the league. Like I was on ITV a few months ago and they asked me, what do you think? I said, we are 100% going to win the league. And they were like, oh, really? Are you sure? And they started making fun of me. And I was like, I'm certain that we are going to win the league. I doubled down on it a couple months later when they saw me again. I've been on loads of different platforms, putting my neck on the line. When we've been losing games after losses, all I've been asking for is like, just hang on. When there were moments of fear and uncertainty, I was like, just hang on. It's gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen, and the reason why I knew it was gonna happen because you said the point that was so factual that so many people love to miss, because sometimes social media is a whole world in its own, but points-wise, we have been doing so well. We've been the best team consistently for 4 years, like just getting the most points, but just not getting the prize. But this time,
we got the prize!
We got the prize!
On the screen here, we've been watching the scenes at Selhurst Park, and we saw some famous Arsenal supporters like Jack Whitehall, famous comedian who we had here actually on the show on Monday, Martin Keown, Arsenal legend there, another friend of the show, an absolute brilliant player. A huge supporter of the club, of course. I mean, look in there, you can see what it means to him. And then we just saw actually Arsenal CEO Rich Garlick on screen as well. And, you know, having the privilege to speak to him a couple of times in the past few weeks, just finding out a bit more about everything that's gone on behind the scenes and the work and, you know, how much everyone cares, of course, here at the club, and what it means to all of them has just been brilliant to see. And I'm so happy that they're getting to soak the atmosphere, the sunshine there at Selhurst Park. Take it all in. We can see that the stage has been built.
I mean,
and it's ready for our Arsenal players, the team, Mikel Arteta, to get on there, to get their medals, to lift that trophy. This is what they deserve, right? And it's so special for us. I mean, can you even imagine how it must feel to them? What will be going through their head right now, Jay Charm?
I think, like, you know, so in my playing days,
hello.
Sunday league.
Before that ACL injury.
When we run, yeah, exactly, double ACL. But like, just winning those competitions, like, again, I said it earlier, like at every level, you love this sport, and like there's a camaraderie that comes with it that you can't really explain. But these players, I'd imagine, they feel free. I imagine that they know that they've created history.
Is that Theo?
They're aware. Look at that. Yeah, there you go. Another one.
He's always so stylish and got great hair.
Yeah. Come on, man. He doesn't even look like he's aging. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But yeah, like I think these players are going to go in there and just be like, guys, we've made history, and that's the most insane feeling, right? To know that you've made history already whilst you're currently living. Sometimes it's one of those things you don't know that you're making history. You're unaware of what you're really doing. But this fan base, this club, has always already made them know that what you are doing is going to write your name in the history books forever.
Yeah.
And so I think, yeah, they must be over the moon. They must be so ready to just touch it and just be like, we've done it. And I think of all of those people, I think Bukayo Saka's probably the most excited. You know, you've got your Martinelli as well, who's been part of the project from the early days. Saliba, again, so many amazing stories. Saliba went away on loan, came back, cemented his place in the team. And there's so many leaders that we could just call out and just be like, I want to see Ben White holding that trophy. I want to see Gabrielle holding that trophy. I want to see absolutely everyone. Raya, oh my God.
David Raya, absolute superstar.
Do you know what I mean? He can save the world. Do you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he's saving people's marriages because that guy right there, his hands, yeah, he is incredible. The safest hands in the world, if you ask me, because, man, what a goalkeeper. He's been so clutch for us. He's like so many match-winning points he's saved us from.
And I feel like sometimes with keepers, they don't quite get the recognition that they deserve. We had 21 Savage on the show actually last Monday, and when I asked him, low-key name drop, you know, my friend.
Yeah, you know, Mr. 21, you know what I mean?
Best friends. We had a lovely time, and he's a massive, massive gooner, and you could see what it all meant to him. And he was talking about his favourite players, and he said David Raya, and it slightly caught me off guard only because he's absolutely exceptional, but. And actually, I think things have changed a lot recently, right? Defenders have been getting so much more glory. They're so much cooler. Like, I think little kids are growing up now and looking at, especially the Arsenal defenders, and going, "Oh, I want to be like him." Same with goalkeepers. David Raya, he's just been absolutely insane for us. But I think sometimes keepers just don't kind of get that recognition that they deserve. But where would we be without him?
Honestly. If I could be sinking in a Titanic, David will find a way to save my life. He has multiple times. I mean, he's been unbelievable from game week 1 to the last. There's so many saves you can pick out against Brighton, and obviously the most infamous one against West Ham. It's just, he's so complete. There's not a fault in his game, and a lot of people look at his size. He might be not the biggest keeper, but he's so colossal. He's so commanding in the box. He's one of the best cross players in the league. He's so good in the way we play out from the back. He's so integral. I mean, 3 Golden Gloves in a row. That's history right there. And David Raya deserves his hands on that trophy. He's colossal. He's done so much for this team ever since he's come in. And there's been a lot of critics. 2 seasons ago when he's come in over Ramsdale, a lot of question marks. He's had a tough start, but ever since then, he's come on leaps and bounds. He's been phenomenal, man. He deserves it.
Yeah, absolutely, very well said. And we are just waiting, anxiously waiting.
We're about to also witness the youngest ever Premier League winner. We're about to witness a boy that still has to do his GCSEs lift the Premier League trophy.
I mean, at that age, where do you even go from there, right?
He's won life already.
Absolutely. We've been speaking about our players and this club and the connection and you know how special it feels, and you can see our supporters there waiting. You know what's funny? Everyone looks quite nervous. Just because it's kind of, they're like, wait, if we've not lifted it yet, does it really mean that we've won it? But I think it's because it's how we're feeling. It's just so emotional, and you're just kind of trying to process everything and the efforts, the stress, the emotional rollercoaster that it has been the past few seasons, and you can see them singing now. I don't know if that means that the players are making their way out. I think the players are just in the dressing room, just getting ready for this moment.
Really beautiful moment. There's not really a single phone out there like that, apart from this gentleman here who's allowed the phone. Do you know what I mean? He's run it enough times. You know what I mean? He's allowed to do it. But you look at that. But they're all in the moment. Genuinely, the majority of fans there are just genuinely just taking the moment in, and that's so rare nowadays to just be somewhere without. Right now is a perfect photo opportunity, but look at it. There's only in this foot. There's like 1 out of so many, and oh my gosh, here we go. Stuff coming out in the kit. Oh wow, look at that.
And you can see, look at their faces, the pride, the smiles on their faces. It's their moment as well, right? Because it's not just about the players on the pitch.
That's what makes this so special, because you don't see this. You don't see this happening. And shout out to Mikel, because you can clearly see that he's made it clear that this is an everybody situation here. So we are all going to wear this kit because you are just as important as the players on the pitch. Shout out to, you know, our corner coach, you know what I mean? You know, shout out Nico, all of these guys, Albert, Gabriel HEINZ on this side, he's come back. Oh man, it's just incredible to see, and I can't wait for that purple badge to turn gold.
All right, guys, I think it's time to head back to Selhurst Park to watch the Arsenal lift that Premier League trophy. Come on!
Welcome back. Well, the coaching staff have emerged from the dressing rooms at Selhurst Park. There has been some celebration in there, I can tell you that much. Mikel Arteta, we're just awaiting for the boss, who took charge, of course, late 2019. His first game, Bournemouth away, you'll recall, a 1-1 draw. Led the Gunners to FA Cup glory in 2020, the COVID year, of course, beating Chelsea by 2-1. We all hoped, we all expected the silverware would follow regularly, but we've had to wait. However, after 22 long years, it will be the Premier League trophy, the next trophy that Arsenal will lift, and it's been a privilege to call all of Mikel Arteta's games in charge. This is going to be something special from an Arsenal standpoint, as the Cronkies come out with the Premier League trophy, Adrian.
Yeah, that's a nice sight, isn't it? The Cronkies bringing it out, Josh, and it's down Stan. It looks lovely, doesn't it, with the red and the white ribbons on it, and it's a nice long walk right from that tunnel in the far corner across to the Arsenal supporters.
Well, the dedication from Stan and Josh in particular over the last few years, who's done an awful lot for the club. They really have stepped up.
Yeah, look, I think there was, you know, when the Super League stuff happened, there, you know, there was a bit of a disconnect at one point, but they listened to the supporters, and you can't say that they haven't backed the manager. You know, they've put a lot of funds in, and I think they've made a lot of very, very good decisions. And look, this ownership group are winners. You know, they've won in the other sports franchises, the clubs that they've been in over in America, they've all been successful. They know what they're doing, and look, this will be a source of great pride to the Kroenke family. Absolutely superb, and they're going to put it on the plinth and wait for the players.
So the Premier League trophy is set in South London at Selhurst Park, and the Arsenal squad just about to emerge from the dressing rooms and the tunnel. Just listen to the supporters. Not yet, fellas, here we go. Just on the plinth for now. That's the first cheer. Late afternoon, early evening as it is now. And Mikel Arteta to emerge first and foremost. What a job he has done. What a manager he has been, especially this campaign. A terrific manager. When it comes to tactics and team talks, there are no better. He, for me, has been the biggest reason.
Yeah, look, this is Mikel's title. It's the team he built. I mean, Saka's the only one really he inherited, and yeah, it's been masterful, his work. You know, in his first ever job as a first-team head coach and then as a manager, he's built slowly, incrementally, and we've got better and better and better. He's bought brilliantly, and I just think he's improved year on year. And look, no one, whether you support Arsenal or not, could say that this hasn't been coming. You know, 3 years in a row second, really unlucky to finish second on at least a couple of those occasions. This is long overdue, and they did, all of the players and the manager deserve every bit of praise that they receive. And don't they look good in the red and white with the 26 champions on the back of the shirts? That is a glorious sight.
Long time coming, the Invincibles campaign of 03-04. That was special, obviously, for the unbeaten campaign, and indeed for Arsene Wenger in the previous vintage, but this is the here and now. And it's great to see so many new Arsenal supporters, and this is an inclusive club that has welcomed all in from far and wide, not just from the capital and our particular small part of North London, but of course from the wider world. And Arsenal truly are on the global stage one of the biggest football clubs in the world, and today is a special day for everyone as Mikel Arteta is first to mount the stage. Marley Salmon, a young defender, looking a little embarrassed by it all, but every single one of these players have played their part.
They have, yeah. That Marley Salmon, you know, he's just outscored. He can't believe it, I'm sure. David Raya, up he goes, Golden Glove winner. What a season he has had. For me, you know, very much a contender for Player of the Year.
Pierre-Nkapie receiving his winner's medal, a kiss from the King of the Brazil, Gabriel, who's not got his medal. Come on, Gabby, come back and get your medal.
He was so caught up in the moment, he forgot about it.
What a season he's had in today.
Yeah, just sensational. Yeah, look, Gabriel, what a signing. Yeah, we didn't know a lot about him when he arrived, but goodness me, we do now. What a character. You know, there's so many great signings in amongst this group of players that are going up to get their winners' medals. Calafiori, he looks $1 million, doesn't he? He's
some brilliant pictures, of course, of him walking through the queue at the Arsenal station before he joined the club. Just fantastic signing. Great to see Ben White here as well. Cruelly cut down for the final few games of the season. Won't be going to the World Cup with England, but look, not just this season, but the previous campaigns, he's been really important.
He's been a massive part of the journey. He's been an OG, hasn't he, really, in terms of Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. And yeah, Ben White deserves his props, as does this boy, Miles Lewis-Skelly. Arsenal through and through. Yeah, this is a very special moment for all of the players.
Look, the whole camaraderie within the squad, there is real togetherness. You can sense that. Yeah, some players haven't played 38 games, not even double figures for some, but they've all contributed, both on the training pitch and when they've been called upon in cup competitions. Martin Zubimendi, 56 appearances for the Spaniard. Max Dowman, youngest ever starter, youngest ever Premier League winner, youngest ever Premier League goal scorer, and Champions League player. Well, what more do you want with Max? The world is at his feet.
Oh yeah, look, I don't think this will be his last winners' medal, that is for sure. I mean, to get a Premier League title winners' medal before you're taking your GCSEs is just off the scale good.
Well, Leo Trossard has come up with some clutch goals, hasn't he? The one at West Ham, that will not be forgotten.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Terrific
class
signing.
player.
21 goals for Victor Gyökeres. Brilliant first season with Arsenal. Look at the pride, look at the beaming smile of Mikel Arteta as he sees his squad one by one grab the winners' medal and take the step onto the stage here at Selhurst Park. Kai Havertz missed the start of the season, but big goals. Burnley, Sporting. Player for the big occasion.
Absolutely.
And who knows what's in store for him next weekend, potentially.
It wouldn't surprise you, would it, if Kai Havertz had a say in that Champions League final. Look, Gabriel Martinelli, a player that has been here a long time, plucked from sort of obscurity, but, you know, lower league Brazilian football, and, I mean, an amazing signing he's been as well. He's been a big part of the journey, as is this guy, you know, when he came in, Gabriel Jesus.
Absolutely, and the whole culture changes when Gabi Jesus comes in, and one or two others as well. Martinelli's goal against Man City at the Emirates, of course, earlier this season. Yeah. Every single player you can pinpoint throughout the campaign. This is what you did, this is what you did.
Yeah, they've all played the part. They really have. This is what makes it, for me, even more special for Arsenal to win the title, because it's all about the collective. It's not about the individual. It's not one player that's driven Arsenal towards this glory. They've all had their moments, and they've all contributed in different ways and equally valuable ways. But yeah, Eberechi Chiesa, for me, among all of the good signings we made last summer, for me the best.
Declan Rice, a huge cheer. It was never done, Declan, you are absolutely right, as he steps up to grab his thoroughly deserved winners' medal. Maybe more to come from him at the weekend, and for England, of course, this summer, beaming with pride.
He's glad he came.
Oh. Bukayo Saka, what a journey he's been on, a world-class player, and again, contributing throughout, despite one or two injuries, but look, this is what it means to him. He's captaining the club as well over the course of this season, in Martin's absence as well.
He's so
very
nice.
much one of our own.
Oh yeah, it's so nice to see Bakayo have that winner's medal. Boy, has he earned that.
Jurian Timber, well, missed the end of the season, but the best right back in the country, a fantastic footballer, and again, elevating the squad with his contributions earlier this season, goals and assists in key games in the autumn. Nearly all of the squad amassed. Mikel Merino, winner against Newcastle, key goal against Newcastle earlier this season, and smiles as he receives the winner's medal as well.
Yeah, he's like a proud dad, isn't he, Mikel Arteta?
He's great to see.
The corner of that, corner of that flip. And he doesn't want to be centre of it. He's on the edge. Here he comes. Here comes the skipper.
Martin Odegaard. Well, after 22 long years, the biggest team from the best city in the world are Premier League champions once again. Title number 14. And this is a first under Mikel Arteta, a team built from the ground up, the best defence in the Premier League this season, and there is real quality throughout the squads. This team, this squad, this club, well, Arsenal, we hope from here on in, will conquer not just England again, but also Europe. Deserved winners of the 25-26 Premier League season. Arsenal are champions of England once again.
It's a beautiful sight. We've waited a long, long time for this moment. To see the Arsenal as champions, and we are deserving champions. Make no mistake about it, this man Mikel Arteta, he has been the brains behind it. And look, there's tears in my eyes. It's just such a beautiful sight to see. I'm so happy for everyone involved on the journey.
Well, Mikel Arteta has built a fantastic team, a brilliant squad. This team is something special. This club is something special. And that goes for all of the supporters here at Selhurst Park who've somehow managed to get a ticket, and for everybody watching worldwide, the support that Arsenal get from the community in England, in Great Britain, and across Europe and the world. We are proud and privileged to have such a brilliant and diverse fan base, and it's been a real pleasure this season to call the Arsenal games for you. And we've got one more still to come, of course. Cabby, the latest to hoist it into the early evening sky. Sweltering
This will get a big
conditions.
cheer. Bakayo Saka. Drink this in, Bakayo.
Well, the party is continuing in the capital since Tuesday. Mars Louis Skelly, will he start against Paris Saint-Germain? Adrian would prefer to see him there. We shall see.
Big decisions to be made this week. Huge decisions from Mikel Arteta, but he won't be thinking about that at the moment. It's all about enjoying this moment.
Doesn't look injured to me.
He doesn't. He looks fit as a fiddle, isn't he? Here we go, Mikel. This is Mikel's moment.
Brilliant. Still a player at heart, knows what to do, knows what it's all about. Excellent player for Arsenal in his time here. And it's turning into, well, one of the best managers, if he's not already. Noni signed from across town.
Yeah. As soon as you knew we were interested he couldn't wait to leave Chelsea. But yeah, I was so happy to see Mikel Arteta sharing the moment with his family. It's, yeah, just seeing the joy on his face was wonderful, because he's been so stressed out. You know, so much pressure on his shoulders after 3 second-place finishes in a row. He had to win it this year. He just had to. So the relief he must have felt to get it done this time around is massive. But yeah, look, I think, make no mistake, he will want to get more and more of these. He strikes me as the kind of guy that wants to build a dynasty and go again and again and again.
Classy from Van White. What a signing he's been. Played as big a part this season as maybe other campaigns, but when he was needed towards the end of the season, he stepped on Max Dowman. Here we go. I mean, we knew he was coming through. We saw him in the UEFA Youth League last term, but this has just been unbelievable.
Yeah, Rich Ayres at Selhurst Park, winning the Premier League, lifting the Premier League trophy at Selhurst.
Yeah, 1 or 2 Palace fans still here, I think, although there's some in the Palace section that are undoubtedly of Arsenal persuasion. Kepa, I'll save early today. Good backup keeper. Played his part for sure. And still the celebrations come. This has been a special season, a special campaign, and well, for these players today has been absolutely brilliant. Look, they couldn't do it, of course, on the pitch after Burnley because we had to wait until the Tuesday. But as North London Forever rings around this South London venue, the Arsenal players and fans are going to enjoy it.
Yeah, that's a perfect song to sign off with, I think. And has it ever been sung with more pride, with more gusto? You know, this is a glorious sight. And all of the guys down there deserve the moment.
Well, let the celebrations all over the capital, all over the world continue as we hand you back to all of the live from M5 crew, Nicole, Joseph, and to all of the gang, Arsenal Premier League champions once again.
Arsenal are Premier League champions! Joseph Charm alongside me. You are just standing there watching the scenes at Selhurst Park, watching the dance moves that are going on there. It's just incredible, isn't it? How are you feeling right now? Arsenal are getting ready for this incredible photograph that they are all going to have on their walls of them with the Premier League trophy. Has it sunk in yet?
Yeah, I think it's sunk in. I'm feeling super emotional. I've got tears in my eyes. I think we've said everything that we could possibly say, and I don't think there's words that can capture what this moment means to all of the Arsenal fans around the world. And so I'm just so overwhelmed and over the moon and so happy for the boys. And we've got one more to go, and that's all that matters now. We've done it, it's here, it's ours. We are Premier League champions, we can say it. So let's go into that Champions League final with the same energy, the same mentality, and bring that home as well. Let's go!
I love it. Smiles on their faces, smiles on our faces, tears of joy. This is what we have been waiting for, and it is so special. We are Premier League champions. Now, we're going to go and celebrate outside Emirates Stadium, aren't we? Because it sounds incredible here. We will be live from N5 again on Saturday for a huge occasion, the Champions League final. We'll see you here at 4 p.m. But for now, come on, Arsenal! 5 again on Saturday for a huge occasion, the Champions League final. See you